Hi, what's your name?
Booming.
So, how was your exam today?
It was fine, not so good, but yeah, fine.
Okay, so did you attempted January session as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so comparative to that one, was it easy or difficult?
It was easy.
It was easy. And out of all three subjects, as in chemistry, physics, and maths, which one was toughest?
I guess physics was toughest for me.
Okay. So, how many questions you were able to attempt?
In maths, I attempted around 12-13 questions. Chemistry, I attempted around 20. And in physics, usually children attempt more, but I was only able to attempt 15 around.
Okay, that's great. So, you will be appearing for the advanced session as well?
Let's see on the result.
Okay, best of luck for your future endeavors. Thank you so much. Hello, what's your name?
Ma'am, my name is Aditi.
Okay, so how was your exam today?
Ma'am, it was good. It was, I think it was not up to my expectation, but it was okay. I will try better next time.
Okay, so which subject, chemistry, physics or maths was toughest and easiest for you?
Ma'am, for me, like I feel that chemistry is easy for me, and like the physics was from 11th class, more from 11th class, and I felt it a little bit difficult because my 11th was not very good.
Okay, so if we'll be talking about chemistry a bit, which section you can say more questions appear, as in organic, physical or inorganic?
Ma'am, I felt like that organic chemistry, and especially from 12th class, there were a lot of questions, and conceptual based organic chemistry.
So was there any specific chapter in chemistry from which more number of questions appeared?
Ma'am, I didn't got that time to analyze that, but I just felt that there was like organic chemistry was there.
So total how many questions you were able to attempt?
Ma'am, approx 45 I was able to.
Okay. So best of luck for your future endeavors. Thank you so much for your time.
बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो कि आपका जो है एग्ज़ाम फिनिश हो गया फाइनली, जो है जेई मेंस का सेशन 2 रैप अप हो गया। कैसा हुआ आपका एग्ज़ाम?
पहले वाले से कंपेयर करें, पहले शिफ्ट से कंपेयर करें तो फिर मुश्किल था उससे कंपेयर।
फिजिक्स के तौर पे देखें तो फिजिक्स क्या इस बार बिल्कुल वैसी आई है जैसे मेंस 1 में आई थी, या उससे कुछ ज़्यादा डीप अंडरस्टैंडिंग में क्वेश्चन पूछे गए हैं, या कुछ ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन पूछे गए हैं?
उसकी जैसी आई थी। इनफैक्ट मेरे पेपर में तो 2 क्वेश्चन सिमिलर भी थे जो पहले आए थे उससे।
क्या एनसीईआरटी बेस्ड कुछ क्वेश्चन ईएम वेव्स या सेमीकंडक्टर से देखने को मिले?
नहीं, एनसीईआरटी बेस्ड उनसे तो नहीं मिले। काइनेटिक्स से थे थोड़े बहुत एनसीईआरटी के।
अगर देखा जाए तो पेपर में कौन सा टॉपिक डोमिनेटिंग था? इलेक्ट्रोडायनेमिक्स, न्यूटन लॉज ऑफ मोशन या मैकेनिक्स, या थर्मोडायनेमिक्स, या साउंड एंड वेव्स, कौन सा?
एनएलएम ही था, एनएलएम, और इनफैक्ट फ्लूइड्स के भी 2 क्वेश्चन आए थे इस बार तो।
बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया। चलिए, बेस्ट ऑफ लक। अब हमें बेटा आपका
मुस्कान राजपूत।
ओके मुस्कान, आज का पेपर अगर देखा जाए, कंपेयर करें हम जो जनवरी में हुआ था उससे, तो क्या उसी तरीके से क्वेश्चंस आए थे या फिर कुछ अलग था, लेंदी था?
सब कुछ अलग टाइप था, लेकिन मोस्ट ऑफ ओवरऑल मुझे सेम लगा।
ओके, अगर वैसे मैं फिजिक्स पढ़ाता हूँ तो फिजिक्स से आपसे पूछूंगा कि फिजिक्स में आपको क्या लगता है किस सेगमेंट से ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन पूछे गए थे? इलेक्ट्रोडायनेमिक्स से ज़्यादा पूछे गए, या ऑप्टिक्स से ज़्यादा पूछे गए, या मॉडर्न फिजिक्स से ज़्यादा पूछे गए?
फिजिक्स के ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस थे।
क्या क्वेश्चंस एकदम फॉर्मूला बेस्ड थे, या कुछ डीप अंडरस्टैंडिंग से पूछे गए, या A&R बेस्ड थे?
फॉर्मूला बेस भी थे कुछ, और मतलब वो मिक्स में था, सब कुछ नहीं था। फॉर्मूला बेस भी थे कुछ, और कुछ थे कि जो अलग ही लग रहे थे बिल्कुल, तो ऐसा था थोड़ा सा।
ओके, तो अगर देखा जाए जनवरी शिफ्ट से कंपेयर करें तो आपका पेपर ये वाला इससे जनवरी वाले से अच्छा गया, या अप्रैल सेशन ज़्यादा बेटर गया?
अप्रैल वाला आई थिंक।
ग्रेट, बहुत बढ़िया। तो आज तो रेस्ट करिए, अभी कोई मॉक टेस्ट नहीं, आज का टाइम लीजिए, अभी कहानी बाकी है। बाकी जेईई एडवांस के लिए तैयारी करिए। ऑल द बेस्ट।
थैंक यू सो मच।
महक, कैसा हुआ आपका एग्जाम?
मेरा ठीक हुआ।
अगर हम देखें जनवरी वाले सेशन से अप्रैल वाले सेशन में, तो कौन सा एग्जाम आपको ज़्यादा बेटर लगा?
मतलब जनवरी वाला अटेम्प्ट मैंने दिया ही नहीं था, तो अप्रैल वाला मुझे ठीक लगा, अच्छा ही था।
ओके, तो अगर देखें तो फिजिक्स की बात करूँगा क्योंकि मैं फिजिक्स पढ़ाता हूँ। हाँ, तो मैं ये जानना चाहूँगा कि इलेक्ट्रोडायनेमिक्स या मैकेनिक्स या थर्मोडायनेमिक्स या आपका मॉडर्न फिजिक्स में से कौन सा सेगमेंट ज़्यादा रहा?
मॉडर्न फिजिक्स में से तो बस एक ही क्वेश्चन आया था, और बाकी थर्मोडायनेमिक्स में से आई थिंक था।
सो ओवरऑल आज का पेपर तो हो गया, अब जेई एडवांस की तैयारी है, अच्छे से मेहनत करिएगा, आज रेस्ट करिए, फिर से लग जाइए, कहानी अभी बाकी है। ऑल द बेस्ट।
थैंक यू।
Hi, what's your name?
हिमांशी।
Okay, so how was your exam today?
मैम एग्ज़ाम वॉज टफ क्योंकि मैम 6 दिन थोड़ा पेपर ठीक आया बट आज का पेपर थोड़ा टफ आया और मैं उस हिसाब से प्रिपेयर करके आई थी बट मेरी एक्सपेक्टेशन के हिसाब से ठीक नहीं।
Okay, so आपने जनवरी अटेम्प्ट सेशन 1 भी दिया था?
जनवरी सेशन 1 भी दिया था।
So अगर हम उससे कंपेयर करें तो आपको इजी लगा या टफ लगा पेपर?
मतलब उसमें मेरे को मैथ्स इतनी अच्छी थी क्योंकि मेरी मैथ्स में लगभग 98 परसेंटाइल आई थी उसके अंदर और आज मैंने मैथ्स में लगभग सिर्फ 11 क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट कर पाई हूँ तो मुझे बहुत बुरा लगा अंदर से।
So according to you आज के पेपर में मैथ्स was toughest?
मतलब मैथ्स टफेस्ट नहीं बट मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि मेरा पेपर अच्छा नहीं गया और मेरे पास कुछ है ही नहीं बोलने के लिए, जो मुझे आता था ना वो भी मैं छोड़ के आ गई।
Okay, so talking a bit about chemistry का पेपर कैसा था? How was the questions?
केमिस्ट्री ठीक था बट स्टेटमेंट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन बहुत सारे थे उसमें स्टेटमेंट।
So any specific tip जो आप future JEE Mains appearance को देना चाहेंगे?
मैम मैं क्या दूँ, अभी तो मेरे को लग रहा है मैं दोबारा JEE मेंस एस्पिरेंट ना बन जाऊँ बट आई थिंक आई विल। मैंने इतना अच्छा कर दिया कि मैं शायद हो जाऊँ क्वालिफाई।
Very good. Obviously you have given your best. Okay, best of luck for your future endeavor. Thank you so much for your time.
Let us now explore a few questions from physics.
My name is Vibhav Gupta. I'm here for 8th April, second shift JEE Mains solutions here. So these are memory based questions. So we'll start with that. So the first question is about projectile motion. They are saying that we have two projectiles which have same speed and same range as well. So from the basic properties of projectiles, I think we are okay to understand if they have same range, it means that their angle of projections are going to be complementary in nature here, as we can see, and the speeds are same. From this we are supposed to work on the remaining part. So the time of flight is going to be 2u sine theta by g. I'll take that as 5 seconds, and the second time of flight is going to be 2u sine 90 minus theta by g. So this can be rewritten as 2u cosine theta over g, which is 10 seconds. From here we can extend further and write down u sine theta is equal to 25, and here you can write down u cosine theta is equal to 50 here. Now solving these two will result in the answer. Let's see how. So if I take this first one and second one and divide the two, so 1 over 2 if I do, I get tan theta is equal to 5 over 10 or 25 over 50, which is half. Now from here you can see I can draw a right angled triangle telling us theta. Tan theta is half, meaning the perpendicular and the adjacent side are 1 and 2 here. So this side is going to be root 5 from Pythagoras theorem. Now we'll use that to find the range actually, but for range we also need to find out the speed here. So again we can do 1 square plus 2 square and see what will happen. Because we have sine and cos, we end up getting u sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 25 square plus 25 into 2, which is 50 whole square. Now sine square plus cos square theta is going to be 1. So I get u square is equal to 25 1 plus 2 square, which gives us u is equal to 25 root 5 meter per second. Now knowing these two values meaning the value of u and theta here, we can find out the range. So range is going to be u square sine 2 theta by g. Now in place of theta you put theta or 90 minus theta, both will give us the same answer. So u square is going to be 25 into 25 multiplied by root 5 square, which is going to be 5. Now sine 2 theta I can write it down as 2 sine theta cos theta. So 2 sine theta from the above triangle is going to be 1 over root 5, and cos theta is going to be 2 over root 5. Entire thing divided by g, which is 10 here. Now solving it, we can see 5 and 2 will cancel 10. This root 5 and root 5 will become 5, giving it 5 here. Now this 5 and this 2 10, so giving us the final answer here as 250 meter, making the second option as the correct one here. Moving on. Second question is based on dipole moment, and we had a similar question in the shift 1 as well, in January shift as well. So let's see. In cases like that, the dipole moment we find out by doing this. So q1 r1 vector plus q2 r2 vector, and so on if we have more charges. In this case we have only 2. So we have 3 microcoulomb multiplied by its position vector, which is 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 3k cap plus minus 9 microcoulomb into I cap, j cap plus k cap. If you look at this, we get 6 microcoulomb meter I cap for sure, but for the remaining terms 3 and 3 9 and 3 and 3 9 k cap as well, which will get cancelled from the second term. So the overall answer being 6 microcoulomb this thing, and on the right side we'll have minus 9 microcoulomb meter I cap, which is giving us minus 3 microcoulomb meter I cap, which is giving us 3 because they're asking for the magnitude here. Moving on. This is a question based on a rotation here. So you can see they're asking for the time taken after which it will start pure rolling. So here if you see velocity is here. So in the given situation, the velocity is something v, and the omega here is given to be v over 4r. If we talk about the velocity of the bottommost point, which is going to be v in the forward direction because of translation, and omega r, which is v by 4 in the backward direction, giving the net velocity in the forward direction as 3v by 4. So we can see the contact point is not at rest. If it is not at rest, it will experience some friction force in the opposite direction of motion. So friction force will be acting backward here because the point is sliding forward. This friction force being equal to mu mg, because friction is kinetic in nature, sliding is happening. Now looking at this force, we can mark some acceleration in the backward direction. So force divided by mass, so mu g is going to be the acceleration. And if you think about the torque here, so I can find out alpha as well. Now alpha is going to be equal to torque. So torque about center of mass if you take is going to be equal to mu mg into r divided by moment of inertia about center of mass. For cylinder, it is mr square by 2. So from here you can see we get 2 mu g by r as alpha here. Now for pure rolling, what we need is the velocity of the contact point should become 0. So how do we deal with that? So looking at the acceleration here, we can see the velocity here is going to decrease because acceleration is in the backward direction. Similarly, the angular velocity actually is going to increase because alpha and angular velocity are in the same direction. So angular velocity is going to increase, and that's what we want, because right now we can see velocity because of translation is more. So we want to reduce that, and velocity because of rotation is less. We want to increase that. At one point they will both become equal and the sliding will stop and pure rolling will start. So velocity at any time t I can write down as v minus at. A is mu g into t. This is the translational velocity of the center. Now what is the velocity due to rotation is going to be omega r. So omega as a function of time is going to be v by 4r plus alpha t. Alpha is going to be 2 mu g by r into t. And this entire thing multiplied by r because this is the omega as a function of time, angular velocity. Solving this, we should continue. Just a second. Yeah. So mu g t is equal to v by 4 plus 2 mu g t. Now, if you solve this further here, we get 3v by 4 is equal to 3 mu g t. 3 and 3 can get cancelled here. So time comes out to be v over 4 mu gt. Now v value is given to be 9 divided by 4. Mu is given to be 0.25 here, as you can see in the diagram. I can write it as 1 by 4 into g is 10. So 4 and 4 gets cancelled, giving us the answer as 9 over 10, which is 0.9 second, giving us the second one as the correct answer here. Moving on. This is from thermodynamics here. So pressure volume becomes 27 times. So, and the process is adiabatic here, and gas is monatomic. Monatomic gas meaning gamma is going to be 5 by 3 and degree of freedom is going to be equal to 3, like that. So if you use PV raised to power gamma, so PV raised to power 5 by 3 is equal to P prime V prime. V prime is 27V raised to power 5 by 3. The goal is to find out the final pressure here. So P prime is going to come out as P times V over 27V entire thing raised to power 5 by 3. Volume will get cancelled. I'll get P over, now 27 cube root is going to be 3. So I'll get overall 1 over 3 raised to power 5. Final pressure being P divided by 243 here. Now because we have that, we can solve the next part here. So change in kinetic energy or internal energy, you can say, is going to be equal to F by 2 nR delta T. That's a standard relation. So F by 2 is going to be 3 by 2 because degree of freedom is 3 here. And nR delta T I can write out as PF VF minus PI VI, initial pressure and all, like that. What's the final pressure? So P over 243 into final volume is going to be 27V minus PV. Solving that, I can see here this will cancel this 9 times. So I end up getting PV multiplied by 3 by 2 multiplied by 1 by 9 minus 1, which is going to be minus 8 by 9, which gives us minus 4 by 3 V into P or PV here, which is the change. So internal energy here is decreasing, as we know that adiabatic compression leads to temperature rise and adiabatic expansion leads to cooling here. So internal energy has decreased actually, but anyway they're asking for the magnitude, so the answer is going to be 4 by 3 PV here. Going further, it's about again kinematics here. So a balloon is going up with a speed of 10 meter per second, and if you drop something from that, that object will also have the same speed. So basically what we get is the stone having a speed of 10 meter per second, and this is at the height of 75 meter as shown here, like this. Now they're asking for the distance traveled by the stone. So the balloon is, so the stone is going to go up and then come down the projectile here. So notice here the distance traveled is going to be this 75 meter and twice the maximum height here attained. So maximum height actually for a projectile like this, which is projected vertically, is u square by 2g, which gives us 100 over 2 into 10, giving us 5 meter here. So total distance traveled is going to be equal to 5 meter above plus 5 meter while coming down plus 75 meter to cover the remaining distance to the ground, giving the answer as 85 meter as the answer here. Going further, so we have this question from photoelectric effect. So look at this here. From here we can figure out some data that lambda 1 is equal to 2 lambda and lambda 2 is equal to lambda. Similarly, from here the kinetic energy part we should take out that k1 is equal to 3k and k2 is equal to k. It will be useful in that way. Now they're asking about the work function, so we can use the Einstein's equation for photoelectric effect. So hc by lambda 1, so lambda 1 is going to be equal to 2 lambda minus work function is going to be equal to kinetic energy, and hc by lambda 2, which is equal to lambda minus work function, is going to be the second kinetic energy. Now I'm not putting the kinetic energy here directly because we don't know which one is k1, which one is k2. But one thing we know for sure, that in this case this hc by lambda term is going to be bigger. So bigger thing minus phi is going to be bigger kinetic energy. So whichever one is the bigger one, we should put in the second equation. This is 3k here, the bigger one I'll put, and k there. Now in order to solve that, we can eliminate k and move on. So let's take equation 1 and 2 here. To solve this, what we can do is equation 1 multiplied with by 3 minus equation 2. So equation 1 multiplied by 3 is going to be 3 hc by 2 lambda minus 3 phi minus equation 2, which is hc by lambda minus phi, is equal to, now notice that by doing that 3k and 3k will get cancelled, will end up getting 0 here. So finally we have hc by 2 lambda minus 2 phi equal to 0, giving us phi equal to hc by 4 lambda, giving us the second option as the correct one here, as you can see. Now moving on, this is based on a block and this. So natural frequency, they are asking natural frequency is the frequency of oscillation here. For a spring block system, if this is k, the angular frequency of vibration is equal to root k by m. Now omega is equal to 2 pi f. Now this gives us frequency equal to 1 over 2 pi root k by m. Now what we are doing is that we are cutting a spring into half. Now we know that if we have a spring with a spring constant k and we divide that into half, the spring constant of the remaining two parts is going to be 2k and 2k. Knowing that, so the new frequency comes out to be 1 over 2 pi root over 2k by m, giving us f2 by f1 is equal to root 2 over 1, giving us the answer, third one here. Now that's it with these questions. We'll come back with the remaining questions as well. Thank you.
And now, let's tackle some chemistry questions.
Hello, good evening. Myself Sivaramakrishna, short code SRK, working as a chemistry faculty as well as a core dean for the Chennai region. Today, the JEE Mains session 2, 8th April shift 2 paper, I would like to explain few chemistry questions in the today's examination paper. So the question is increasing order of bond length from the following compounds. All the compounds are given oxygen related species, oxygen molecule, oxygen with a positive charge, peroxide ion, superoxide ion. So first of all, if I would like to explain the bond length, all the students must know about the bond order. So the relationship between bond order and bond length, everyone knows about. The bond order is inversely proportional to bond length. Higher the bond order, lesser will be the bond length. So for estimation of bond order, you require the molecular orbital electronic configuration for the O2 molecule. That is given as sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2. 8 electrons completed. Thereafter, electrons entering into the 2p orbital. Here, the oxygen atom, oxygen molecule has total of 16 electrons, greater than 14 electron system. The sp mixing do not happens. Ultimately, sigma 2pz2 electrons. Then pi 2p x2 is equal to pi 2p y2. Till so far 14 electrons completed and 2 electrons are there, and pi orbitals 2p, pi 2px, pi 2py, these two are degenerate orbitals. Therefore, I am providing in their anti-bonding orbitals 2px1 is equal to 2py1. This is the total electrons. O2 molecule has total of 2 unpaired electrons in antibonding orbitals. So, how to calculate the bond order? Bond order B dot O is equal to 1 by 2 bracket of number of electrons in bonding molecular orbitals minus number of electrons in antibonding molecular orbitals. Number of electrons in bonding orbitals minus antibonding orbitals. How many total number of bonding? That is called as sigma 1s2, sigma 2s2, 2pz2, pi 2px2 and this one. Total how many? Total how many electrons are there? 10 bonding molecular orbitals. Therefore, I am going to write as 1 by 2, 10 bonding electrons in bonding molecular orbitals and 6 electrons in antibonding molecular orbitals. Ultimately, the bond order is equal to 2. Next one, come to the what about O2 plus? O2 plus, which means that one electron is removed. Total number of electrons are equal to how much? 15 electron system. From where you will remove the electron? Highest energetic orbital, that is antibonding orbital. Therefore, bond order is equal to 1 by 2 bracket of 10 minus 5, this will be equal to 2.5. Whereas O2 minus 1, which is equal to 16 plus 1, 17 electrons, then bond order will be equal to 1 by 2, 10 minus, where you are going to add the electron? Higher end, unpaired electrons are going to become paired. That means pi antibonding orbitals of 2px1 become antibonding orbital of x2. I hope it is clear. So, there is only one unpaired electron. So, number of electrons in antibonding orbitals has been raised to 7. Then it will be equal to 3 by 2, which is 1.5. 1.5. Next one is O2 2 minus. This is 18 electron system. In the similar way, the bond order is equal to 1 by 2 bracket of 10 minus 8. This will be equal to 1. So, highest bond order is O2 plus, lowest bond order is O2 2 minus. What is the information given here? Higher the bond order, lesser will be the bond length. Higher the bond order, lesser will be the bond length. So, you make it as the bond order is O2 2 plus greater than O2 1 minus greater than O2 2 minus. Therefore, bond length will be equal to O2 1 plus is less than O2 1 minus less than O2 2 minus. So, among the given options, then option 3 is your answer. We go for the next question. Next question, in the given question is the wavelengths, two wavelengths of two radiations are given. One has a wavelength of 3000 angstrom units, another has a wavelength of 6000 angstrom units. Find the ratio of E1 and E2. So, it is the time to observe the relationship between energy of the radiation versus wavelength. So, in general, we all know energy of the radiation is inversely proportional to wavelength. Therefore, if any two radiations are compared, generalize it simply E1 upon E2 is equal to lambda 2 upon lambda 1. Here lambda 2 is given as 6000 angstrom units and lambda 1 is given as 3000 angstrom units. So, your E1 by E2 is equal to 2 by 1. So, one of the easiest question, basic level of NCERT question, right. We go for the next question. We will go further. This is the question given for you, electrochemistry question. In the electrochemistry, the first one, the given one is Fe2 plus Fe plus 2 electrons gives rise to Fe. E naught of this reaction is taken as x volts, whereas the second information given is Fe3 plus 3 electrons gives rise to Fe. The E naught of this particular is given as y volts. Two reactions are given, and you need to calculate the reduction potential. You need to calculate as per the given question. As per the given question, data was given in reduction potentials, and they are requiring to ask you in oxidation potentials. So first of all, I'd like to explain both. SRP of a given electrode is equal to minus SOP. So after getting the answer, you make it as SRP is equal to minus SOP. So I'd like to explain here Fe3 plus electron gives rise to Fe plus 2. What is the electrode potential of this particular one? Here there are three equations are given. One is unknown, remaining two are known. And electrode potential is an intensive property, whereas free energy, that's called as Gibbs free energy, is an extensive property. Extensive properties are additive. Therefore, I am just making for convenience equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3. That equation 3 I am going to make it as delta G3, equation 2 as delta G2, equation 1 as a delta G1. All the three are in standard electrode potentials. Therefore, I am considering all the free energies are in standard state only. So, in order to get third equation, what I need to do? What is the needed? What I need to do? That is, the equation 3 is equal to, how I can get the equation 3? That equation 3 can be obtained by equation 2 minus equation 1, which means that delta G3, G naught of 3 is equal to delta G naught of 2 minus delta G naught of 1. So, delta G naught of 3 is equal to, what is that? Minus N, 1 electron, F into E naught is equal to delta G2 is equal to minus 3 into F multiplied with second equation. The second equation, the electrode potential is Y minus of minus delta G1, that is equal to minus 2F into X. The common factors and negative sign eliminated. Common factors and negative sign eliminated. Minus cancelled in all the cases. F cancelled. Therefore, E naught is equal to 3Y minus 2X. 3Y minus 2X. But the desired question is I calculated in SRP. The desired question is SOP. Therefore, answer for the question will be SRP is equal to minus SOP. Therefore, it is 2X minus 3Y. Now, the next question is the number of monobrominated products in the following reaction, including stereoisomers. So, it is a free radical substitution reaction. For this one, in the given molecule called as isopentane, the number of possible positions where the bromine can be substituted. That is a position 1 and position 2, position 3. The next one is position 4. So, now you can make a positions here. This is the one position, you will get a bromine. Next one, you will get a bromine here. You will get bromine here. these are the direct compounds in which compound, this particular compound which has chiral carbon. So, it is considered as a 2 isomers, and this particular compound, this particular carbon is also chiral. So, it has 2. Altogether the number of isomers, total number of isomers are 6. Thank you.
So let us see a few more memory based questions. Given below are two statements. Statement type of question it is 30% by weight solution of CCl4 in benzene has a mole fraction of CCl4 to be 0.033, and statement 2, a mixture of CCl4 and ethanol shows a positive deviation. In light of above statements, choose the correct option is saying 30% of CCl in benzene has a mole fraction. So CCl4 weight is 30 grams. 30 grams of CCl4. So rest 70 grams will be benzene here. So that is C6H6. So mole fraction you have to find. So number of moles of CCl4 30 by carbon 12 and chlorine 142. So 154 it comes out to be, and number of moles of benzene, that is 70 by its molar mass 78. So if you calculate this 30 by 154 by 30 by 154 plus 70 by 78, when you solve it, you will be getting around 0.33. Here 0.033 is given. So statement 1 is incorrect. And statement 2, if you see, a mixture of CCl4 and ethanol show positive deviation. Ethanol has hydrogen bonding and it is polar. CCl4 is non-polar, no hydrogen bonding whatsoever. So when you mix ethanol and CCl4, the hydrogen bonding between two ethanol molecules are reduced by CCl4, so it becomes more volatile. So obviously it shows positive deviation. So statement 2 is correct and statement 1 is incorrect. So accordingly, option 3 must be the answer if the given question is correct. Means as you can see on the screen, based on that the answer should be 3, since it is memory based. So whether numbers may be here and there, we are not sure of this. So we are trying our best to produce the correct question here. Next, let us move on to another question. It is stoichiometry based question. It is asking number of molecules in the given weight of substances. When you take 1.8 milligrams, so find out number of moles of water, which is 1.8 into 10 to the power of minus 3, and its molar mass is 18 into Avogadro number. So it comes out to be 10 to the power of minus 4 Na, because it goes in 10. And when it comes to carbon, number of moles of carbon, 1.8 milligrams, so weight is same, 10 to the power of minus 3. Carbon molar mass is 12, so it comes out to be 1.5 into 10 to the power of minus 4 Na. So what P should be 4 and Q should be 1.8 milligrams, that is, so P4 Q2. We don't need to even calculate the remaining two, so answer will be option 2, P4 Q2, or anyways it will be 1, because 4.9 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Molar mass of H2SO4 is 98 into Avogadro number. So it goes 20. So it will be 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 4. So similarly, you can see the fourth one, that will be with a 3, because number of moles of NaCl will be 11.7 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Sodium 53, so 35.5 plus 23. So it is 58.5 into Avogadro number. So it will be 2 into 10 to the power of minus 4 Na. Therefore, option 2 will be the correct answer here. Alright, next let us move on to another question. It is based on coordination compounds. The given coordination compounds is asking how many of them are paramagnetic. Here cobalt is in plus 3 oxidation state. Plus 3 oxidation state is D6, and oxalate is strong field ligand, so it is diamagnetic. Second compound Fe plus 3. Fe plus 3 is D5. Whether it is strong or weak, any one you take, still it is paramagnetic because of odd number of electrons. Nickel plus 2, which is D8. Cyanide is strong field ligand, all will be paired up DsP2. So it is again diamagnetic. Nickel tetrachloride complex plus 2, D8, but chloride is weak field ligand, therefore sp3 hybridization paramagnetic. This is D10, all are paired up, so diamagnetic. 0 oxidation state. Here plus 2 oxidation state, the D5, so D5 will be paramagnetic. Br minus is weak field ligand. CO plus 3, once again it is D6, weak field ligand, so it is paramagnetic. Chromium plus 3, so D3, weak field ligand, so paramagnetic. So how many paramagnetic substances we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So answer for this question should be 5 if they give only these 8 compounds. Okay. Next let us move on to another question. It is once again statement related question. Reducing character decreases from ammonia to bismuth and is safe. But actually MH bond enthalpy from nitrogen to bismuth or ammonia to bismuth ion decreases, therefore reducing character increases. Therefore statement 1 will be incorrect. Lewis basic strength tendency to donate lone pair of electrons from ammonia to bismuth ion, it decreases because central, as you go down the group, tendency to take part in hybridization decreases. Therefore tendency to donate electron pair will also decrease here, as electron is moving more into s orbital, not instead of hybrid orbital. That's why tendency to donate lone pair, nothing but Lewis basicity or basic strength decreases. And when it comes to statement 3, stability of hydrides decreases from ammonia to bismuth. This is BiH3. So that stability from ammonia to bismuth ion decreases. This is also correct. And bond angle from ammonia, in ammonia we know the bond angle, that is 107 degrees. When it comes to bismuth ion, it is almost 90 degrees. So statement 4 is also correct. So down the group bond angle decreases due to non-participation in hybridization by the higher elements. So here T-bine is given, that is also close to 90 to 92 degrees we will have. So except the first one, remaining 3 statements are correct. So 2, 3, 4, that is option 3. Alright. So reducing power increases down the group. Lewis basic strength decreases down the group. Stability of hydrates decreases down the group. Bond angle NH bond angle also decreases down the group. So 3 statements are correct, 1 is wrong, that first statement is wrong, therefore 2, 3, 4 only correct. Next, one more question related to chemical equilibrium. Solid carbon, calcium oxide, calcium carbonate are mixed and allowed to attain equilibrium such that here simultaneous equilibrium question. So if you apply Kp for first reaction, it is equal to partial pressure of CO2, that is 0.08. And when it comes to second one, Kp2, which is given as 2, that is partial pressure of CO square by partial pressure of CO2. But we have already got partial pressure of CO2, that is CO square by partial pressure of CO2. So partial pressure of CO square will be 2 times partial pressure of CO2, which is equal to, already we got that value, that is 0.08. So which is 0.16. So partial pressure of CO will be under root of 0.16. So 16 into 10 to the power of minus 2 under root. So it is 4 into 10 to the power of minus 1. Therefore, x value is 4 here. So here numerical based question. So x value is asking. So x is 4. So remaining questions will be discussed by our colleagues.
And now, let's tackle some chemistry questions.
Hello students, let us see few more memory based questions. In this question, he is asking find the number of pi electrons in the product Z. He has given 2 reactions. If you look at the reactions, benzene is treated with acetyl chloride in presence of Lewis acid, that is AlCl3. So it is Fidelcraft acylation reaction, and you know very well the product is acetophenone. This is A. Second reaction is, it is a named reaction, that is Gattermann coke formylation. So you will get benzaldehyde. So he is carrying out crossed aldol condensation reaction by using P and A. So when these two react and form product, alpha hydrogens are present with acetophenone. So it provides carbon ion, and that carbon ion attacks on electrophile, that is benzaldehyde. So aldol condensation takes place and the product will be here. Since it is memory based question, we don't know whether heating is mentioned or not. If heating is not mentioned, number of pi bonds, if you take 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 1, 7. So 7 twos. Here it contains 7 pi bonds. Therefore, 14 pi electrons. If heating is mentioned, it undergoes dehydration, loses water, 1 pi bond will increase. Then your answer will be Now it contains 3 plus 1, 4, 5 plus 3, 8 pi bonds. So which equal to 16 pi electrons. Okay. Mostly they mention heating. So answer must be 16 pi electrons. If they do not mention heating, it does not undergo dehydration. So answer will be 14 pi electrons. Let us move on to the next question. Statement type of questions it is. He gave 3 iodides, alkyl iodides. Boiling point order is asking here. He gave the reason due to decrease in van der Waals forces. That's true statement because boiling point directly proportional to van der Waals forces, which in turn proportional to molecular weight. So there in the decrease in molecular weight, therefore statement 1 will be correct only. And let us come to statement 2. Orthodichlorobenzene and para-dichlorobenzene have been given. Is saying that para-dichlorobenzene has more melting point due to its symmetric structure than orthodichlorobenzene. That is absolutely a true statement because para-dichloro is symmetrical, so closed packing occurs. So you can expect closed packing with para and its mu is 0. When it comes to ortho, mu is greater than 0, it is polar, but it is unsymmetrical structure. Thereby we can say para-dichlorobenzene has more melting point due to its symmetrical structure than orthodichlorobenzene, which has less boiling point than orthodichlorobenzene. Here two things, not only melting point, is also talking about boiling point. When it comes to boiling point, whichever is polar, that has more boiling point. That means ortho will have more dipole, more boiling point, and para will have less boiling point. So he is also saying the same thing, which has less boiling point than ortho. That means para has less boiling point than ortho, and para has more melting point than ortho. So he is saying both the statements correct only here. I mean to say here melting point and boiling point order will be correct. Statement 1 is also correct. So both the statements are correct here. Next, which of the following given? Which of the following compounds give violet color complex with neutral ferrichloride solution? The compounds that contain phenolic group. They form violet color complex with neutral ferrichloride. So in these amino acids, this is structural based questions and memory based, we can say we should know the structures and we should find out which structure has phenolic group. So we all know that is tyrosine has phenolic group. So answer will be 3. So that gives violet color complex with neutral ferrichloride. Next, move on to chemical equilibrium question. He gave 2 reactions and is asking equilibrium constant for third reaction. If you see the first reaction and second reaction, let them be first and second, and this is third. How you get third one from first and second? So simply third you will be getting when you divide first one with 2, because x2 coefficient is half. So first reaction must be multiplied with half, and we need half I2. Half I2 also will be getting from first one only, and half Z2. In second reaction, it is already multiplied with half, so we don't need to multiply it again. So simply we should add second one to the half of first one. When you equate the equilibrium constant in classes, your teachers must be teaching this shortcut. K3 will be equal to the coefficient goes to the power. That means it becomes k1 to the power half. Addition becomes multiplication and into k2. So k1 is 2.5 into 10 to the power of minus 5 to the power half, means it is root, into k2. k2 is 5 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So if I take 25 into 10 to the power of minus 6, it is 5 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Again 5 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So it is 25 into 10 to the power of minus 6. That means answer will be 2.5 into 10 to the power of minus 5. That is option 2. Okay. Let us move on to one more question. It is asking you to match the following. It is based on periodic classification, ionization energy related question. We all know that from first group to second group, ionization enthalpy increases. Second to third, it decreases. Third to fourth, fourth to fifth, it increases. Third means here, old convention third, modern is 13, then 14, then 15th group, then 16th, it decreases. Then 16th to 17th and 17th to 18th group, ionization enthalpy values increase. NS2 configuration, it is alkaline earth metal, therefore it is second group. NS2 NP1, this is 13th group. NS2 NP3, this is 15th group. NS2 NP6, this is 18th group. So highest should be 18th. So in the given values, third one is highest, so D will be 3. And then comes 15th group, next highest, that is 1402. That means C should be mapped with 1. When it comes to second group and 13th group, second group has more than 13th group. That means A should be 2 and B should be 4. So your answer must be A2, B4, C1, D3. Okay. So here they don't provide those options. So check your answer sheet. This must be the correct answer. Next, bromine trifluoride. It is not ionic. This is auto-ionizes. To form BrF2 plus and BrF4 minus. The shapes of cation and anion they are asking. So BrF2 plus structure, if you see, let us see shortcut for this. It is 17th group. So it has 7 valence electrons. Plus charge is there, so we can write 6, means we can ignore 1. So each one is bonded with 1 fluorine. 2, 2, these are lone pairs. So this compound has 2 sigma bonds and 2 lone pairs. So it is 4. If it is 4, it is sp3 hybridization. Since it is AB2, E2, then it is angular or bent shape. That means BrF2 plus structure will be this with 2 lone pairs. So obviously it is bent structure. And when it comes to BrF4 minus, similar way we can solve it. I am writing 7 valence electrons. Because of negative charge, 1 more electron I am adding to it. 4 fluorines, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one forms a sigma bond and 2 electrons, 1 lone pair. That means we have got 4 sigma bonds, 2 lone pairs, together 6. It is sp3 D2 hybridization. and it is AB4, 4 bond pairs and 2 lone pairs, AB4E2, which is square planar. So accordingly, answer must be third option, bent and square planar. Okay. Another question, this is based on aromaticity. For any given compound to be aromatic, we should check Haeckel's rule. That says that compound must be cyclic as well as planar, and it should have 4n plus 2 pi electrons, and cyclic resonance must be there. So if any compound follows these three conditions, if it obeys these three conditions, then it is aromatic as per Haeckel's rule. So first one compound, this has for n is equal to 0, it has 2 pi electrons. So it is obeying 4n plus 2 pi electron rule. It is cyclic compound and continuous resonance will be there. Cyclic resonance is there. So no doubt first one is aromatic. When it comes to second, a big option, if you see, there is sp3 carbon. If there is sp3 carbon, we know resonance is restricted. Resonance is not possible. Therefore, B cannot be aromatic. And when it comes to C, even when you write resonating structure, still it will not have 6 pi electrons. It will have 4 pi electrons only inside the ring. So it cannot be aromatic. In fact, it is anti-aromatic. And fourth compound, well-known compound, 3 to 5 to 7 pi electrons are there, 7 pi bonds are there. Therefore, 14 pi electrons. So for D, for n is equal to 3, 14 pi electrons, it is phenanthrene. So aromatic compound. So out of these four compounds, first A and fourth, that is D, only aromatic. B and C are not aromatic. So answer for this question is only 2 compounds are aromatic.
Now let's look at some questions from mathematics.
So welcome students. So let us look at the first question. So if alpha is equal to 3 plus 4 plus 8 plus 9 plus 13 plus 14 so on up to 40 terms, and it's given that tan beta power alpha by 1020 is a root of this quadratic equation, then the value of sine square beta plus 3 cos square beta equal to how much? So clearly this is a question from sequence series, and a concept of quadratic equations and trigonometry has been included in this question. So first let us try to find the value of alpha. So what is the pattern that you see here? So here this is a double pattern based question, 3, 8, 13 so on. The odd terms form an AP with common difference 5, and the even terms separately form an AP with the same common difference 5. So if you want the sum of first 40 terms, you can add 20 terms of the first sequence and the 20 terms of second sequence. So what is the sum of n terms of an AP? Sum of n terms of an AP is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So this is the formula that I am going to use. So alpha is equal to 20 by 2. So total there are 40 terms. So in the first sequence we take 20 terms, in the second sequence we take 20 terms. So 20 by 2 into 2a is 6 plus 19 times common difference is 5 plus again 20 by 2, the summation of second sequence is equal to 2a is 8 because the first term is 4 plus n minus 1 is 19 into common difference. So clearly 20 by 2 is 10, right? So which is equal to 10 times. So 6 plus 4, 6 plus 8 is 14 plus, so 19 into 5 plus 19 into 5, that is 19 into 10, 190. So 14 plus 190 is 204 into 10 is 2040. So alpha by 1020, clearly 2040 by 1020 is 2. Okay, this has been nicely given. So tan beta whole square is a root of x square minus x minus 2 equal to 0. This is a very simple quadratic equation. This is x minus 2 into x plus 1 equal to 0. So which implies x is equal to 2 or minus 1. Obviously tan beta whole square is a positive number, right? So we'll equate it with 2. So which implies tan beta is equal to root 2. So now from tan beta you are expected to calculate sin square beta and cos square beta. You know the triangle method. So let us take a triangle. This is beta. So tan beta is equal to root 2. Opposite side is root 2. Adjacent side is 1. So the hypotenuse becomes root 3. So sin square beta is clearly 2 by 3. Root 2 by 3 whole square plus 3 times cos square beta is 1 by 3. So 1 plus 2 by 3 becomes 5 by 3. So the option 1 is correct. So I hope you enjoyed this question. First you have to solve the sequence series part, then you have to go to quadratic part, then you have to go to trigonometry part. So let's go to the next question. So this is a question clearly from inverse trigonometric functions. So alpha is equal to 3 sin inverse 6 by 11. Beta is equal to 3 cos inverse 9 by 16. So you're asked to estimate cos alpha plus beta and cos alpha. You're not expected to find the correct value of cos alpha. You're just required to see or examine whether they are positive or negative. So first let us look at statement 2 because it's only depending on alpha. So alpha is equal to 3 times sine inverse of 6 by 11. So clearly sine inverse of 6 by 11 is an acute angle. So if you multiply it with 3, so the question is whether cos alpha is less than 0 or greater than 0. So when you multiply an acute angle with 3, there is a possibility that it can go to the second quadrant or third quadrant, right? So we'll have to see. So clearly if you take 6 by 11, 6 by 11 looks like slightly more than half, right? 6 by 11 is greater than half, correct? So let us assume this, and you can see on cross multiplication you get 12 is greater than 11. That means our assumption is correct. So 6 by 11 is greater than 1 by 2. So sine inverse of 6 by 11 is clearly greater than sine inverse of 1 by 2. Sine inverse of 1 by 2, we know that it is pi by 6, right? So 3 sine inverse 6 by 11 is greater than, if you multiply both sides with 3, you get pi by 2. So clearly 3 sine inverse 6 by 11 has gone to the second quadrant or third quadrant. It has actually surpassed the first quadrant. So we know that whether it is in second quadrant or third quadrant, cos alpha is negative. So clearly cos alpha is less than 0. Clear? Now we are required to analyze about alpha plus beta. Okay, so you have alpha, you have beta. Alpha is also 3 sine inverse something, beta is also 3 cos inverse something. So we'll have to see which quadrant alpha plus beta lies in. So alpha plus beta is equal to 3 times sine inverse 6 by 11 plus cos inverse 6 by 11. So now you can see that this is 3 times. I'll try to estimate the value of this. So what I do, cos inverse of 9 by 16, right? 9 by 16. So let us add a sine inverse of 9 by 16 and subtract a sine inverse of 9 by 16. So we know that cos inverse of 9 by 16 plus sin inverse of 9 by 16 is equal to 1, right? Is equal to pi by 2, right? So this becomes 3 by 2 times pi by 2 plus sin inverse of 6 by 11 minus sin inverse of 9 by 16. So now I'll try to estimate whether this is a small positive angle or a small negative angle, because both angles are acute. So if you do acute minus acute, so the number that you get may be positive or negative. So we just have to estimate whether sin 6 by 11 is more or 9 by 16 is more. So in terms of fractions, I'll assume that 6 by 11 is greater than 9 by 16. Is it correct? So if you do the cross multiplication, you get 96 is greater than 99, which is wrong, right? That means our assumption is wrong. So 6 by 11 is less than 9 by 16. So sin inverse is an increasing function. So sin inverse of 6 by 11 is less than sin inverse of 9 by 16. So this is smaller, this is slightly bigger. So smaller minus bigger, small negative angle. So this is equal to 3 times pi by 2 minus a small negative angle. This is equal to 3 pi by 2 minus a small angle, which takes it into the third quadrant. So in the third quadrant, we know that cos is negative. So cos alpha plus beta is less than 0. So this is a wrong statement. So statement 2 is correct and statement 1 is wrong. So which option will you mark? So we'll mark only statement 2 is correct. So I hope you have enjoyed this question. So let's go to the next question. So a person has 3 different bags and 4 different books. The number of ways in which he can put these books into the bags so that no bag is empty. So clearly, very standard case in permutations and combinations. It is a balls and bags problem. So you have 3 different bags and you have 4 different books. So you have to put these books into the bag so that no box is empty. So it's clearly an inclusion exclusion principle based question. So the number of ways is simply 3 to the power 4. So every book can be put in 3 different bags. Every book has 3 options. So 4 books has 3 power 4 options. Minus 1 bag empty case 3C1 times 2 power 4 plus 3C2 times 1 power 4. Inclusion exclusion principle. So you get 81 minus 3 times 16 plus 3. So which is equal to 81 minus 45, which is equal to 36. So you have 36 different ways of doing this. So now let's go to the next question. So this is clearly a differential equation based question. So if x root 1 minus x square dy minus y root 1 minus x square cos inverse x dx is equal to 0, and this is the boundary condition that's given as x tends to 1, y tends to 1. So they're asking y of half. Okay, that's the question. So you have 4 options. So this is clearly a differential equation based question. So on slight manipulation, you can convert this equation into a linear differential equation, and we know the process for linear differential equation. So let us start. So x root 1 minus x square times dy is equal to y root 1 minus x square minus x square cos inverse x into dx. So this dx, I'll send it on to this side. And this expression, I'll send it on to RHS. So this becomes by x root 1 minus x square. So now this becomes dy by dx is equal to y by x minus x cos inverse x by root of 1 minus x square. So this implies dy by dx minus y by x is equal to minus x cos inverse x by root of 1 minus x square. So clearly, this is a standard linear differential equation. What is the integration factor? E power integration minus 1 by x dx, e power minus ln x, which is equal to 1 by x. So what is the solution? So y times 1 by x is equal to integration of q of x into integration factor 1 by x times minus x cos inverse x by root of 1 minus x square dx. This x and x gets cancelled. This is a very easy indefinite integral. If you take cos inverse x as t, minus 1 by x square into dx becomes dt. So this becomes like t dt. So the integration is cos inverse x whole square by 2 plus some integration constant. So here the integration constant is obtained using this boundary condition. So they are saying that as x tends to 1, y also tends to 1. That means 1 comma 1 lies on this curve. So if you substitute x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 1, you get 1 is equal to cos inverse 1 is 0, right? So 0 plus c, which implies c is equal to 1. So this c value is 1. Now they are asking y of half. So you have to put x is equal to 1 by 2. So this implies y by 1 by 2 is 2y is equal to cos inverse of 1 by 2. What is cos inverse of 1 by 2? It is pi by 3. So pi square by 9 by 2 plus 1, which implies y is equal to pi square by 36 plus 1 by 2. So you have third option as the correct option. So let's go to the next question. So this is an indefinite integration question. Looks complicated, but let us see if there are any patterns in this question. So the patterns that I observe straightforward is the relation between x square plus x plus 1 and x power 4 plus x square plus 1. So x power 4 plus x square plus 1 is a very standard expression that most of you would be knowing of. So what is the speciality of x power 4 plus x plus 1? X square plus 1. So if you add an x square and subtract an x square, this becomes x square plus 1 whole square minus x square, which is equal to a square minus b square can be written as a plus b into a minus b. So that's a factorization. So if you use this, it becomes integration 0 to 2 root x into root of x square plus x plus 1 divided by root of x plus 1 into root of this expression can be written as the product of these two, x square plus x plus 1 into root of x square minus x plus 1. So clearly this is getting cancelled. So this is a very nice simplification that we have got. And the second simplification is that you have root x by root of x plus 1 into x square minus x plus 1. So what is the formula? X plus 1 into x square minus x plus 1 is equal to a cube minus b cube formula, right? X cube plus 1 type formula. So root of x cube plus 1 dx. So you have root x by root of x cube plus 1 dx. Now you have come to a critical stage. So how do we do this integration? So one way in which we can try to do this integration is this is equal to integration 0 to 2 root x by, I'll take an x cube outside. So x root x will come out, right? X cube, when you take it out of square root, you get x power 3 by 2 into root of 1 plus 1 by x cube dx. So root x and root x gets cancelled. Now I'll take 1 plus 1 by x cube as t square. That's a substitution that I'll do. 1 plus 1 by x cube is t square. So minus 3 by x power 4 dx is equal to 2t dt. Now what happens to the limits? The limits are 1 plus 1 by 0 plus is infinity. So the limits become infinity, and 1 plus 1 by 8 is 9 by 8. Square root of 9 by 8 is 3 by 2 root 2. Okay, so now what happens? Dx is going to become minus 2 by 3 t dt. So dx is going to become minus 2 by 3 t dt into x power 4, right? Now next you have root of 1 plus 1 by x cube is t, and you have an x remaining, right? So you have an x here. So this x and x power 4 gets cancelled as x cube. This t and this t gets cancelled. And from here, 1 by x cube is equal to t square minus 1. So x cube is 1 by t square minus 1. So now let us put everything. So integration minus 2 by 3 goes out, infinity to 3 by 2 root 2. So dt by t square minus 1. Now this is 1 by quadratic type direct integral. So this minus, I'll send it into this, I'll write 1 by 1 minus t square. So what's the formula? 2/3 of 1 by 2a log of a plus t, 1 plus t by 1 minus t, going from infinity to 3 by 2 root 2. So now let us do the substitution here. So this 2 and this 2 gets cancelled. So 1 by 3 times ln mod of 1 plus 3 by 2 root 2 by 1 minus 3 by 2 root 2. This becomes 1/3 of ln mod of 2 root 2 plus 3 by 2 root 2 minus 3. Now if you do rationalization, if you multiply with 2 root 2 plus 3, so this becomes 1 by 3 of ln mod of 2 root 2 plus 3 whole square divided by 8 minus 9 mod becomes 1. So this 2 goes out as the multiplier. So the answer becomes 2 by 3 times ln 2 root 2 is 2 power 3 by 2 plus 3. So the fourth option is the right option for this question. So this is a slightly manipulation intensive question. So very intelligently framed based on this special pattern, and also the identification that a cube plus b cube is a plus b into a square minus ab plus b square. So hope you have enjoyed this question. So now let's go to the next question. Start. So welcome back. So in this question, so let us try to read this question. So let x square by f of a square plus 2a plus 7 plus y square by f of 3a plus 14 represents an equation of the ellipse. The major axis of the given ellipse is y-axis, and f is a decreasing function. So this is the information. What is the range of a? That's what they're asking. So the first thing that we are going to do is observation that y-axis is the major axis. That means the number below y square has to be more than the number below x square. So f of 3a plus 14 should be greater than f of a square plus 2a plus 7. Now because f is a decreasing function, when you take out f, okay, if you look at the arguments inside, the sign of inequality reverses. So since f is a decreasing function, 3a plus 14 should be less than a square plus 2a plus 7, which implies a square minus a minus 7 should be greater than 0, which implies a should lie outside the roots. That means if the roots of this equation are alpha and beta, the value of a belongs to all real numbers except alpha and beta. Now the range is given as r minus alpha comma beta. What is the value of alpha plus beta? That's what they are asking. So clearly alpha and beta are nothing but the roots of this equation. So what is alpha plus beta? So alpha plus beta is sum of the roots, which is equal to 1. So alpha plus beta is equal to 1 simply. You don't need to do anything else. Directly you can get the answer. So next let us go to the 7th question. So this is a complex numbers based question and you are required to understand the geometry of complex numbers. So the number of z belongs to C satisfying the first equation and the second equation. So what is the first equation? Z minus of 4 plus 8i mod is equal to root 10. This is like distance of z from 4 comma 8 is equal to root 10. That means you're talking about a circle, right? So there is a point something like 4 comma 8 is the center and the radius is root 10. Okay, it's a small, not a very big circle. So root 10 is 3 point something. So you can expect a circle like this. Now let us try to analyze the second equation. This is looking like distance of z from 3 comma 5 plus distance of z from 5 comma 11 is equal to 4 root 5. This is looking like SP plus S dash P is equal to 2a, which whose locus is an ellipse. So the second equation is an ellipse whose foci are 3 comma 5 and 5 comma 11 and whose 2a is equal to 4 root 5. That means whose major axis is 2 root 5, right? And these two are the foci. So what is the distance between the foci? Let us try to analyze the ellipse. So distance between the foci is 2a, right? So 2a is equal to root of 5 minus 3 whole square, 4 plus 11 minus 5 whole square is 36, which is equal to root 40, which is equal to 2 root 10. So this 2 and this 2 gets cancelled. So a square is equal to 10. And clearly a square is equal to 20. So we know that b square is equal to a square minus a square e square, which is equal to 20 minus 10, which is equal to 10. So in the minor direction, the distance is root 10. In the major direction, the distance is 2 root of 20, which is 2 root 5. And let us look at where these foci are with respect to the circle. So 3 comma 5 will be somewhere here. Okay, x coordinate is smaller, y coordinate is also smaller. 3 comma 5. So what is the distance by chance? What is the distance between 4 comma 8 and 3 comma 5? Is it greater than the radius or less than the radius? Let us look into this. So root of 1 square plus 3 square, exactly root 10. Okay, so that means if you take this point is 3 comma 5. It lies exactly on the circle. And if you take the distance of the second focus from the center, this is also root of 1 square plus 3 square. This is also exactly root 10. Very good. So that means the other point is 5 comma 11. And clearly I think you can see that the midpoint of this is the center. That means the foci of the ellipse are nothing but the diametrically opposite points of the circle. And you can see that the minor axis B is exactly equal to the radius. That means the ellipse is passing through these 2 points. So major axis slightly bigger, but minor axis exactly equal to root 10. So this is how the ellipse looks like. So they're asking you how many values of z satisfies both equations. That means they are looking for the point of intersections of these two curves. So how many points of intersection do you see? So you can very clearly see that there are 2 points of intersection. So the answer is 2. So very interesting geometry based question from complex numbers. So let's go to the next question. Okay, vectors question. A bar is equal to 4i minus j plus 3k. B bar is 10i plus 2j minus k. And a vector C bar is such that 2 times A cross B plus 3 times B cross C equal to 0. A dot C is given. C dot I plus j minus 3k. So very routine type of question from vectors. This kind of questions have been asked in the previous shifts as well as previous years. So the standard method. So we'll take the vector equation A bar cross B bar. So here in the first equation B bar is the second vector. In the second expression B bar is the first vector. So we will reverse it minus 3 times C bar cross B bar is equal to 0. Using distributive law 2A bar minus 3C bar cross B bar equal to 0. Two vectors cross product is 0. That means these two vectors are parallel. So 2A bar minus 3C bar is equal to lambda times B bar, which implies 3C bar is equal to 2A bar minus lambda B bar. So this is the first part. So from here, using the second information, I'm going to find lambda value. So I'm going to dot with A bar, which implies 3 times A bar dot C bar is equal to 2 times mod A whole square A dot A minus lambda times A bar dot B bar. So let us put the numbers, which implies 3 times 15 is equal to 2 times mod A whole square 16 plus 9 25 plus 1 26 minus lambda times A bar dot B bar 40 minus 2 minus 5, which is 35. So 35 lambda is equal to 52 minus 45, which is equal to 7. So lambda is clearly 1 by 5. Now once you get lambda, we are going to plug in this value and try to find the expression that is asked for. So this implies 3 times C bar is equal to 2 times A bar minus 1 by 5 times B bar. Now I'm going to dot both sides with I plus j minus 3k. So 3 times C bar dot 1 1 minus 3 is equal to 2 times A bar is 4 minus 1 3 dot 1 1 minus 3 minus 1 by 5 times B bar is 10 2 minus 1 dot again 1 1 minus 3. So this implies 3 times, this is whatever is asked, let us call it x, is equal to 2 times 4 minus 1 minus 9. 4 minus 1 minus 9 is minus 6 minus 1 by 5 times 10 plus 2 plus 3, which is equal to 15. So 3 times. So minus 12 minus 3 is minus 15. So which implies x is equal to minus 5. So minus 5 is the value of the expression which is asked. So I hope you like this question. So next we'll go to the next question. Statistics, very easy. So mean and variance of 4 observations are 1 and 13. Mean and variance of the next 6 observations are 6 and 1. Then what is the combined variance? So you have very specific formulas for this. So first, combined mean is equal to n1 mu1 plus n2 mu2 by n1 plus n2, which is equal to 4 into 1 plus 6 into 2 by 4 plus 6 is 10, which is equal to 16 by 10, 1.6. This is the formula for combined mean. Second, you have formula for combined variance is equal to n1 times mu1 square plus v1 plus n2 times mu2 square plus v2 by n1 plus n2 minus mu square. This is the formula for combined variance, which is equal to 4 times 1 plus 13 plus 6 times 2 plus variance is 1 by n1 plus n2 is 10 minus 1.6 whole square is 2.56. So 14 fours are 56. 6 threes are 18. So plus 18, 4 1 5 6, 74 by 10 is 7.40 minus 2.56. You have 4, I think is it 7.60 or something. So 14 4s are 56 plus 18. How much is this? 6 point n1 into mu square plus sigma square plus n2 times. See here, mu square is 4. That's where I got it wrong. So 6 5 is 30. So 56 plus 30 is 86 by 10 is 8.60 minus 2.56 is 6.04. So the combined variance of these observations is 6.04. So let's go to the next one. So parabola based question. Let O be the vertex of the parabola y square is equal to 4x. P and Q are two variable points on the parabola such that the chords OP and OQ are perpendicular to each other. That means this is P. The other chord is such that this perpendicularity is maintained. You're asked to find the locus of midpoint of PQ, a very regular type of question based on parametric understanding. So let us take that the first point is 81 square comma 281. The second point is 82 square comma 282. What is the connection between P and Q? The angle at the vertex is 90 degrees. So what is the slope of OP? 2AT1 by AT1 square, which is equal to 2 by T1. So similarly, the slope of the second chord is 2 by T2. So the two chords are perpendicular. So 4 by T1 T2 is equal to minus 1. So T1 T2 is equal to minus 4 is the connection between T1 and T2. Now I want the locus of the midpoint. So let us say that x comma y is the midpoint. So 2x is equal to a times T1 square plus T2 square. That's the midpoint formula. And 2y is equal to 2a times T1 plus T2. So from these three equations, you have one equation here, second equation here, third equation here. So from these three equations, if you can eliminate T1, T2, you're going to get the locus. So there is very easy way to eliminate it. So what I'll do is y square by a square, y by a is T1 plus T2. So y square by a square is T1 square plus T2 square plus 2T1 T2. So in the place of T1 square plus T2 square, you can put 2x by a. In the place of T1 T2, you can put a minus 4. So 2x by a minus 8. So you have the locus. So y square is equal to a square times 2x minus 8a whole divided by a and a gets cancelled. So y square is equal to 2a times x minus 4a. So this is the equation of the locus of the midpoint. And what is the length of lattice rectum? The length of lattice rectum is whatever is there in the place. So which is 2a. So lattice rectum of the locus is 2a. So next, let us go to the next question. A student goes to the examination center by bus, scooter or car, probability of which is equally likely. So that means he can go to the examination center either by bus or scooter or car. So probability that he reaches late if he takes bus, scooter and car is 1 by 5, 1 by 3, 1 by 4 respectively. Given that he reaches late, what is the probability that he traveled by the bus? So very straightforward question on Bayes theorem, right? So you can draw a diagram based like this. So there are three options. He can go by bus, he can go by scooter, he can go by car. So what is the probability that he goes by bus, scooter and car? All are equally likely. That means all of them has probability of 1 by 3. So what is the event that has happened? The event that has happened is that he reached late. So let L be the event that he is late to the office. So conditional probabilities are given. So what is P of late? given that he has taken bus. So if he takes bus, what is the probability that he is late? So all these probabilities are given 1 by 5. P of late given that he went by scooter is 1 by 3. Probability of he being late given that he went by car is 1 by 4. Right? So now it's given that he has gone late to the office. What is the probability that he has taken bus? That's the question. So what does Bayes' theorem say? This is P of L by B into P of B divided by sigma of P of L by B into P of B. That means whatever cases you have to add all the cases. So this is equal to 1 by 3 into 1 by 5 divided by 1 by 3 times 1 by 5 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 4. So 1 by 3 gets cancelled. You can go for the addition, and you will find that the answer is 12 by 47. So I hope that you can do the calculation. So very straightforward question on Bayes' theorem. So next, let's go to the next question. Again, it is from coordinate geometry. A line is passing through the intersection of, okay, the lines 3x plus 4y is equal to 1 and 4x plus 3y is equal to 1. So there are two lines. A line is passing through the intersection of these two. So there will be some intersection point, right? So now the line is rotating about this point. Now it intersects the coordinate axis at 2 points. What is the locus of midpoint, they're asking. Okay, so let h comma k be the midpoint. Let h comma k be the midpoint. So if h comma k is the midpoint, so what are the points correspond to A and B? It is 2h comma 0, 0 comma 2k, right? So because the midpoint has to be h comma k. Now this line, which is x by 2h plus y by 2k is equal to 1. This is the equation of this line in intercept form. The equation of this line in intercept form. So this has to pass through the point of intersection of the two given lines. So let us quickly find the point of intersection of these two given lines. So I hope you know how to find the point of intersection. Just have to solve these two. Okay, so I'll multiply this with 4, I'll multiply this with 3, and I subtract one from the other. So 16y minus 9y, 7y is equal to 1. So y is equal to 1 by 7. Now if you put y equal to 1 by 7 in this, so 3x is equal to 1 minus 4 by 7, which is equal to 3 by 7. 3 and 3 gets cancelled. So x is equal to 1 by 7. So that means the point of intersection is 1 by 7 comma 1 by 7. Now what is the condition that this line has to satisfy? It has to pass through 1 by 7 comma 1 by 7. So you just substitute it in the place of x 1 by 7, in the place of y 1 by 7. So you'll get 1 by 14 times 1 by h plus 1 by k is equal to 1. So hence we got the connection between h and k. So what's the equation of locus? In the place of h you have to put x, in the place of k you have to put y. So 1 by x plus 1 by y is equal to 14. So that's the equation of locus of the midpoint of PQ. So the first option is the correct option. So I hope you have understood all the questions that has been discussed. The questions are interesting. So let's get to the next question.
Now let's look at some questions from mathematics.
Good evening, student. Now this is the last. Sorry, disconnect now. Good evening, student. Now the 8th April JEE Main paper. Now JEE Main is going to write today's completed JEE Main first second session also. Read the question. If the system of equation has infinitely many solutions, very known and very popular concept, right? So delta must be 0, not only delta, for infinitely many solutions, delta, delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, all 4 will be 0. So if we equate with delta with 0, then the value of lambda will come. So write 1, 1, 2, first column element, second column elements 1, 2, 3, 1, 5, lambda. So we try to make more number of 0 along a row or column.
So here apply the operation. C1 is replaced by C1 minus C2 and C2 is replaced by C2 minus C3. What is the advantage of doing these operations? Because 2 0 will come along the first column. So 0, right, 1 minus 2 minus 1 minus 1. Here it is 0 and minus 3, 3 minus lambda 1, 5 and lambda, right? C1 and column C1 and C2 has been changed. So write the expansion of this determinant along first row, right? Along the first row, what will come here? You multiply diagonally here, then lambda minus 3 will come and minus 3 will come, right? So that must be equal to 0. So lambda is equal to 6 will come. Now next, for infinitely many solutions, we will write here, delta 3, right? Why we will write the delta 3 here? Because 1, 1, 2, right? 1 coefficient of y, and in the third column write the constant term 6, 10 and the mu, right? Again we will try to make more number of 0 along a row or column. So first you make here C1 is replaced by C1 minus C2, or you here apply it, R1 is replaced by R1 minus R2 and R2 is replaced by R2 minus R3, right? So what will come here? It is the 0 will come, 1 minus 2 minus 1 minus 4. Here it is the minus 1 minus 1, right? 10 minus mu is 2, 3 is the mu will come. Can we make more number of 0? Okay, or you write the expansions here. So after writing the expansions, what will come? Write the expansion along first row or first column. So minus 1 into plus, again along the first row, right? So deleting this and this, so minus mu plus minus, right, 20 plus 2 mu and minus 4, here it will come, is the minus 3 and plus 2. So total how much is coming here? Is the mu minus 20 and this is the minus 1, right, and plus 4, and that must be 0. So mu is equal to 16 came, right? So total is asking lambda plus mu is there. So lambda plus mu is 6 plus 16, that is the 22. 22 is the correct answers. Now go for the next questions. This is the question is saying f of x is a continuous functions. Where it is continuous? At pi by 2 is continuous functions. Then after getting the value of b, we will integrate this definite integral. So first try to find the value of b. How to find the value of b? What is given here? The function is continuous at pi by 2 and the left hand limit at pi by 2 minus, it is given, right? It is given 1 by 3, right? And one more thing is saying f of x is continuous at pi by 2. Definitely somewhere will be the closed interval, either here or here will be closed interval at any place. And for the continuous functions, that must be equal to also f of pi by 2 plus right hand limit also. Right hand limit will fall in this case. If x approaches to pi by 2, observe the pattern. So this is the numerator approaches to 0 and denominator is also approaches to 0. So x approaches to pi by 2 plus, this is the right hand limit we are taking, b into 1 minus sin x divided by pi minus 2x, and this is the whole square. When x approaches to pi by 2, right, x approaches to pi by 2, so numerator is going to approaches to 0 and denominator is also approaches to 0. So substitute here, put x is equal to pi by 2 plus h. Why we are substituting? After changing the variables, limits will change accordingly. If x approaches to pi by 2 plus, then h will approaches to 0 plus, right? And from here multiply by 2, then 2x is equal to pi plus 2h will come. And look the pattern in the denominator, pi minus 2x is the pattern. So pi minus 2x is equal to minus 2h will come after whole square, you know. So pi minus 2x whole square is equal to 4h square will come. So finally it came, x approaches to pi by 2, this is the plus right hand limit, b, replace x is equal to pi by 2 plus h, so b into 1 minus cos h will come, and here 4 h square will come, and this is the b by 4, and this portions their limiting value will come, this portions their limiting value half will come, right? So half will come. So finally is the b by 8 will come, and b by 8, right? So this b by 8 must be equal to what? The left hand limit. So b by 8 here. So we will write b by 8 is equal to left hand limit is 1 by 3. So 3b is coming 8, then 3b minus 6, that will come 2. Now we have to integrate this different integral from where 0 to 2, and this is the inside the modulus is there are two linear factors. One factor is x plus 3, another factor is x minus 1 and modulus, right? We are integrating from 0 to 2, so inside the modulus sign will change at 1. So put the limits 0 to 1, and 0 to 1 inside the modulus is negative, so sign minus will come outside, and there is x square plus 2x minus 3 dx, and plus integrate 1 to 2 x square plus 2x minus 3. Why? Because in this interval inside the modulus is positive, so no need to put the right, just remove the modulus. So minus came here, integrate it now, x cube by 3 plus x square minus 3x will come, and put the limit 0 to 1 here, 0 to 1, and then put the here x cube by 3 plus x square minus 3x, and then 1 to 2. So remember, remaining thing you have to calculate now. So after calculating all these things, your answers will come, right? Final answers, the 4 will come. You just calculate these portions. Now next question is, this is the good questions and little time taking questions. Look, the pattern here is this pattern. Here is what we will write: cos cot A into cot B, right? And plus 1 is this pattern is there. If you write in sine and cos, so what will come? Sine A into sine B, and here it is the cos A into cos B plus sine into sine B, so we can write cos of A minus B, right? This will come. So finally write cos A, this is the A, and A minus B, after subtracting here cos minus of 2 pi by 3 will come, and this is the sine A into sine B. So sine, right? So here it will come sine x minus pi by 3 into sine x plus pi by 3 will come, and cos of minus theta is cos theta, but cos 2 pi by 3 is minus half will come. So here it is the minus half will come, and this is the 1 by, here is the sine square x minus sine square pi by 3. Be careful in the calculation because number of steps is coming more in this problem, so you have to very careful in these calculations, right? So sine square x came, and sine square pi by 3, sine pi by 3 root 3 by 2, and their squaring is 3 by 4, and numerator is half, so minus half, and 4 will come here, 4 sine square x minus 3. So here is minus, change the order, so 2 will left in the numerator, here 3 minus 4 sine square x will come. So we can write 2 sine x and 3 sine x minus 4 sine cube x, that will become sine 3x will come, right? Or don't write like this, this idea will won't work. So first you integrate now, right? So now is the 3 minus 4 sine square x, 2 is constant, here is dx, the integral is pi by 6 to pi by 4, right? So how to integrate now is pi by 6 to pi by 4, and divide by, here is the 4 is there, right? So take one more thing, take here 1 by 4 is constant, here 3 by 4 minus sine square x, or do one thing, right? Do one thing, just wait. Right? Now first divide by cos square x in the numerator and denominator. So if we divide by cos square, 2 is coming outside, cos square, so 3, right? Here sec square x minus 4 into tan square x, and here is sec square x dx. So it's 2, and limits we will write pi by 6 to pi by 4. So do you know what we are doing? Actually, we are trying to make the function of tan x. So here is the sec square x, and 3 plus, here is the 3 will come, 3 plus 3 tan square x, and minus 4 tan square x. Finally here will come 3 minus, right, tan square x will come into dx will come. Now is the 2, right, pi by 6 to pi by 4, right here root 3 whole square tan square x and sec square dx. So is 2, put here root 3 minus tan square x. Tan x is equal to t, substitute, here is t square, their derivative is dt, and we have substituted here this place, tan x is equal to t. When x is pi by 6, then t is 1 by root 3 will come, and when x is pi by 4, then is 1 will come. And you know this result is 2 into 1 by 2a, 2 root 3 into here log, right, root 3 plus t divided by root 3 minus t. Just substitute 1 by root 3, 2, here is the 1, right. So after doing this process, you hold the term, this pattern will come here, because we are substituting here 1 na, right, 1 by root 3, right, 1 by root 3 to 1. So your pattern will come, right, and this is the minus will come here, minus, after changing the order this will come, 2 is cancelled, where basically alpha is root 3 will come. So alpha square is equal to 1 by 3 will come. So 9 alpha square is equal to 3 will come. Rest of you can arrange it here. Now next question is, this is the relations questions, very easy questions. And first look at the what is the set. Set is A. In that set A there are 5 distinct elements, and a relation is defined on that set, is saying there is order pair A comma B belongs to that relations if and only if 1 plus AB greater than 0. So first it's asking the first statement, number of relation in R is 17. First statement. Second is saying R is an equivalence relations. So check it. First, for equivalence, first count the number of elements. How many elements are there? So fix here, fix any one of the element. If I fix B is equal to minus 2, so 1 minus 2A should be greater than 0. From here, A is less than half. So the value A, admissible value of A is minus 2, minus 1, and 0 will come. 3 elements will come. If you take B is minus 1, then 1 minus A should be greater than 0. So from here, A should be less than 1. Less than 1 is, so the admissible value of A is minus 2, minus 1, and 0. Again is 3 elements came. If the B is 0, so 1 plus here A into 0 is greater than 0. So A is all the 5 elements is accepted. A minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, and 2. Right. If the B is 1, so 1 plus A greater than 0. So A is greater than minus 1, greater than minus 1, 0, 1, 2 will come. If B is 2, right, so B is 2, then 1 plus B is 2, 1 plus 2A greater than 0. So A is greater than minus 1, sorry, greater than minus half, greater than minus half will come 0, 1, 2. So how many elements? Just count it now. Count the number of elements here. Here is the 3 elements, 3, 3, right. Here is also 3, here is also 3, and here it is the 5. So 3 into 4, 12, plus 5 is 17. It means the statement first is correct. Now check for the, right, the relation is equivalence or not. First check the relation reflexive or not. So A is related to A, first check the reflexive. 1 plus A square is greater than 0 for all A belongs to the set A. So the relation is reflexive, right. If A is related to B, then is implies B is also related to A. Yes. If 1 plus AB is greater than 0, then is implies 1 plus BA is also greater than 0 for all AB, right. Right. Check for the symmetric, right. This is the symmetric, this is the reflexive. The relation is reflexive, the relation is symmetric. Now check for the transitive relations. So do by observations, take the counter example. 1 plus, if I take minus 2 into 0, right, that is the greater than 0. Consider here, this is the A and this is the B, and 1 plus, take here is the B is 0 into 2 is also greater. This is the B and this is the C. So now check if A is for the transitive relation, if A is related to B and B is related to C, then A must be related to C, then we can say transitive here. So 1 plus A is minus 2 and B is and the A and C is 2. It is greater than 0? No, this is the less than 0. So the relation is not transitive, hence the relation is not the equivalence. So which one will be the statement first is correct and statement second is incorrect, option third is correct, right? Thank you.
Let us now explore a few questions from physics.
Hello everyone, let's look at the next question. So here it is a logic gate question. We need to calculate the output for the two given inputs A and B. So let's solve it. So here the input for this gate would be A and B. So the output, you can write it as AB in the Boolean algebra form. The same way here A, B, so the output is A and B again, which can be written as AB. So for the last gate, the inputs are AB and AB, and that's a NOR gate which is given here. So the output would be AB whole dash, which can be written as A dash plus B dash. So that's the second option. Let's move on to the next one. So here it is given that the distance covered by light in 1 second, that is being called as 1 alpha. So we're defining a new unit here. It's the symbol is alpha for it, and it stands for the distance covered by light in 1 second. And we're supposed to write the distance covered by light in 6 minutes 40 seconds in this particular unit. So you can write the distance covered by light in 1 second would be speed of light c into 1. So this is defined as alpha here. In 6 minutes and 40 seconds, so that's about 400 seconds. So the distance covered would be c into 400. So this is 400 alpha units. So the fourth option would be the answer. The next one. So there are two objects given here, and both are moving with constant accelerations, and they have their respective initial velocities, which are given 5 meter per second and 12 meter per second. And it's also given that in the 50th second of their motion, the first one travels 104 meter, the second travels 120 meter, and the masses are also given. We are supposed to calculate the momentum of ratio of the momentum of these two objects at 50 seconds. So for that we'll need the final velocity, which is at 50-second mark. So we'll need to calculate the acceleration first. So we'll use the distance, the displacement in the nth second expression. So u plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1. This is the expression for displacement in the nth second, assuming these are moving unidirectionally in a straight line. So the distance covered will be equal to the displacement in that particular 1 second. So we'll rewrite, substitute the values here for the first one. The initial velocity is given as 5. Let's call its acceleration as a1, and the n value would be 50 because it's mentioned in the question. It's 50th second, so we'll get this as 99. This is 104. So from this we get the a1 value. The same way you write the equation for the second one. Initial velocity is 12, so 12 plus a2 by 2 into 99, this is equal to 120 meter. So this will give you the a2 value. So from these two we get a1 and a2 values. Using that we can calculate the final velocity. So what we need is the ratio of the two momentum, p1 by p2 at t equal to 50 seconds. So this you write m1 v1 by m2 v2. Again the final velocities can be written, the initial velocities, which are 5 plus a1 into time is 50 seconds. The same way m2 by initial velocity of 12 plus a2 into 50 seconds. m1 m2 values are already given, a1 a2 are calculated here, so you can substitute them, and the answer actually comes out to be close to 1. So that's the third option. Let's look at the next one. So here it's given that the magnetic field is being expressed in terms of electric field as well as permeability and permittivity. So we know the relation between electric field and magnetic field. Electric field by c. C is the speed of light, that gives you the magnetic field. So you can write this as c can be 1 by c can be written as mu naught epsilon naught under the root into E. So if you compare the expression that's given here, the power of mu naught is x, epsilon naught is y, and electric field power is z. So we can make use of that. You can, by observation, you can say x is 1 by 2 and y is 1 by 2 and z is 1. So the sum gives us 2. So that's the third option. The next one, there's a solenoid having 10 turns and the length is 25 millimeter, the cross section area is 5 centimeter square, and it carries some current, initially 2 ampere, but after 3.14 seconds the current has changed to 4 ampere. So during this change, what is the average EMF that is induced in the solenoid? This is what we're supposed to find. Now here if you see, the length of the solenoid is given 25 millimeter and the cross section area is 5 centimeter square. So if you look at it, the radius is not actually small compared to the length. So this you cannot directly say it's a long solenoid, but I think here this can be solved by treating this as part of a long solenoid, so that you can consider the field to be uniform and take it as the field created by solenoid inside is mu naught Ni. So that we can use. So the flux linkage here would be the number of turns into the field mu naught Ni into the cross section area. Now this current is changing here, so the induced EMF can be written as the change in flux, which is only due to the change in current. So I'll replace that with delta I by the time interval. You can replace these values. Number of turns is 10, mu naught, the constant value of 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. Number of turns per unit length, small n value. So number of turns is 10 divided by the length is 25 into 10 power minus 3 meter. Delta I, that's the change in current. Final is 4, initial is 2, so the change would be 4 minus 2. And then the cross section area is also given 5 centimeter square, so that's 5 into 10 power minus 4 meter square, divided by the time interval of 3.14, which I'm writing it as pi. So this will approximately, I think this will give you the answer as 1.6 microvolt. Let's move on to the next one. So there is a car which is moving at a constant speed of 54 km per hour, and it's taking a turn of radius 20 meter. So this is like a circular motion in a horizontal plane, and there is a bob suspended from the ceiling of the car. So while it takes a turn, the bob will not, the string connecting the bob, it will not be vertical. Instead, it will make some angle with the vertical. So we're supposed to find that angle that it's making with the vertical. So what we do is we can move to a rotating frame. So let's suppose that this is the car, it's going in a circle this way, and the bob inside makes some angle with the vertical. So if you are observing the bob in a rotating frame, the frame we choose will be having same angular velocity as that of the car. So in this rotating frame, the bob is in equilibrium. So if we draw the FPD of the bob in this rotating frame, so there is already tension and weight, and then the centrifugal force mv square by r. Because it is in equilibrium, you can say the resultant of the centrifugal force and weight, it should be exactly opposite to tension. So if the string is making an angle theta with vertical, this would also be theta. So from this diagram, we can say tan theta would be mv square by r and mg in the denominator. So this will give you v square by rg. V is given 54 km per hour, so that you can convert into meter per second. That will give you 15 meter per second. Once you replace that, I think this you will get it to be 1.125, which is the first option. So angle made by the string with the vertical would be tan inverse of 1.125. The next one here, there is a light ray which is incident on a surface and it's getting refracted because there is a change in the medium. The incident light ray is along the direction 2i minus 3j, that is given, and the refracted light ray is along the direction ci cap minus 6j cap, and the normal to the surface is along the y-axis, as you can see in the figure. So we're supposed to calculate the c value here. The refractive indices are also given. So what we can do here is we can make use of the vector form of the Snell's law, so which can be written this way: mu1 into, so let me first name these incident and the refracted vectors. So I'll take the unit vector, I'll call the unit vector which is incident, I'll call that as E1 cap, and the one which is refracted, let's call that as E2 cap. So the Snell's law can be written as mu1 E1 cap cross the normal unit vector, that's equal to mu2 E2 cap cross the normal. So we can just replace the values. Mu1 is given as 1 in the question. E1 cap, so the vector that is given there is 2i minus 3j. It's not a unit vector. So you divide by its magnitude of root 13 cross n cap, which is the normal. Normal, it's along the y-axis, particularly I'm choosing it to be the positive j cap. This is equal to mu2 is 3 by 2. And E2 cap is ci minus 6j divided by root over c square plus 36, which is the magnitude, cross j cap. So this will give us 2 by root 13 k cap on LHS. That's equal to 3 by 2 c by root over c square plus 36 k cap. So from this you can calculate the c value, and it will come out to be 24 by root over 101. Let's look at the next one. So there is a drop which is moving in a gas with constant velocity, the terminal velocity of v1. Now this drop splits into 64 identical droplets. So what will be the terminal velocity of these identical droplets is given as v2. We need to find the ratio of v1 and v2. So we know that the terminal velocity is proportional to the radius squared, whereas the other parameters on which the terminal velocity depends on are like the coefficient of viscosity and the densities of this liquid as well as the surrounding fluid. They all remain the same initially and finally here. So we'll just take this simple expression that v is proportional to radius square, because the other parameters, they are remaining the same throughout. So v1 by v2 is equal to r1 square by r2 square. R1 is the initial radius and r2 is the final radius. Now you can easily calculate the relation between r1 and r2 by conserving the volume. So initially the volume is 4 by 3 pi r1 cube when there is a single drop. Now this is converted into 64 identical droplets of radius r2. So from this you get r1 cube is equal to 64 r2 cube. So r1 is 4r2. So you can replace this here. R1 by R2 is 4, so V1 by V2 is 16.
Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the Narayana Group. So with us we have our JEE experts, Neha ma'am for chemistry, Vaibhav sir for physics, and Rakesh sir for mathematics. Now, since all of us know that JEE Main session 1 and session 2 paper are completed. So now let's quickly take the analysis of both the sessions. So talking about the analysis specifically for different subjects, first I want a very generic analysis of NCERT. What do you think? Is NCERT enough for JEE Main paper? Yes, ma'am. What do you think?
Well, different subjects will have different opinion. Let me answer first only for chemistry. For chemistry, NCERT, all 4 volumes, 11th and 12th. And in certain states, the state NCERT or state board exams books are similar to NCERT. They are extremely important. If they read all 4 volumes properly, in chemistry, they can easily score 70 to 75% of marks, provided they manage time for the rest 25, or they have a wise choice of questions done. So it is certainly very important. I can tell that yes, they will not be able to understand all the points mentioned in NCERT without the help of the skilled teacher.
Yes, that
right?
is very important.
So, but with the help of teachers, if they read NCERT, they can definitely do very good in exams and qualify good marks for chemistry.
Okay, okay. And sir, for physics?
So for physics, NCERT is must,
Okay.
but not enough, I would say. More practice is required for conceptual and theoretical understanding. That is must. So they have to go through the book. There are lines, if the students read a chapter multiple times, they realize that a lot of the good concepts are mentioned there.
Yes.
So they have to go through them properly, but more practice is required for numericals and all.
Yes, absolutely. Because for physics, more numericals used to come up.
True.
Yes, so
But
that's
these days we have a lot of theoretical questions as well. So
okay.
that's a good weightage there as well.
Okay, okay. And sir, for maths?
Thank you, ma'am, to ask very good questions.
Yeah.
NCERT is essential, but not sufficient.
Yes.
And in mathematics, is in context of JEE Main and JEE exam. JEE Main and JEE Advanced, both exam are not the examination of 11th, 12th. It is the examination of up to 12th.
Yes, yes.
And you have to read NCERT line by line thoroughly from high school mathematics, especially the geometry, right? Because during 11th, 12th, we solve geometrical problem with the help of algebra.
Yes.
But we study the whole geometry, pure geometry, without involving equations in the high school.
Yes.
So NCERT is very essential. Like, don't memorize any one of the statement, whether theorem or any property is there. So must learn how the proof came, and that understanding will develop your thought process.
Yes.
So NCERT, and during 11th, 12th, NCERT is just a conceptual introduction of each and every chapters. So essential but not sufficient.
Okay, so how to balance it? Like if students, let's say that they target for advanced only.
Yeah.
Okay, and for advanced, we have to do practice for more questions also.
Yeah, number of
correct?
questions, yeah.
Yes, beyond NCERT also, we
yeah.
can say. So how to make that balance with NCERT and with the other, we can say, reference book, whichsoever we are referring to?
In mathematics, if you have not studied properly 9th and 10th also, 8th, 9th, 10th also, that will impact your IIT JEE preparations during 11th and 12th. What is happening in the physics and chemistry, whatever is taught in during high school, in physics and chemistry both, each and everything start from the zero level.
Yes.
Like the repeat,
Yes, yes.
ekdam zero level. Even it is taught what is the difference between speed and velocity, distance and displacement, grouping of resistance, Ohm's law, everything, atomic structure or oxidation reductions. But mathematics is not happening like that. This is the very, very good questions, and I am very happy to answer. Lots of things inside me. Right? Yeah. In class 9th, there is one chapter is related to triangle. One theorem is midpoint theorem. And in 10th, it becomes basic proportionality theorem. And when a student comes in the class 11th, here it will come the property of triangle, and we solve the triangle problems related to triangle with the help of geometry, sometimes with the help of vector algebra, sometimes with the help of coordinate geometry, sometimes with the help of a complex number. So their geometrical situation, and in the class 9th, there is one chapter is the criteria of congruency. And their generalized form, it will become criteria of similar triangle. Right? In the class 9th, one chapter is trigonometric ratio. In class 11th, it will become trigonometric functions, and NCERT book writes very clearly in earlier classes, you have studied about trigonometric ratio for the acute angle triangle. Here we will generalize the concept, right? Trigonometric functions. And the student when come in the class 12th, one chapter is inverse trigonometric functions. We put some restrictions in trigonometric functions, and then we define inverse trigonometric functions. So everything are in the sequence. If you in the class 8, one chapter is rational number, and when in the class 9th, first line of first paragraph in the number system is writing in earlier classes. You have studied about rational numbers, and when you will come in the class 10th, first line of first paragraph is saying real numbers.
Yes.
So all are connected. And when you will come in the class 11th, is saying the complex number, there is a chapter, and the complex number is the extension of real numbers. So everything are in the sequence.
Connected.
If you will break the sequence, then you will face problem. Face problem is for writing board exam, you can memorize the formula and do practice, then okay, you can get the marks. But for getting understanding and developing thought process to solve the IIT JEE Main and JEE Advanced problem, need to understand high school mathematics equally.
Yes, absolutely. Rightly said, because we know that most of the chapters which are there in 9th grade comes in 11th grade.
Yeah.
10th, 12th.
Because ma'am, Pythagoras theorem is 500 BC, developed by Greek mathematicians.
Yes.
So Pythagoras theorem itself 2500 years ago invented.
Yes, yes.
The calculus came in 18th century, Newton and Leibniz, right?
Yes, yes. So rightly
Thank
said.
you.
Yes. So with this, now let's move subject wise. So let's start with chemistry, ma'am. So in chemistry, when we talk about session 1 and session 2, what do you think in physical chemistry, which chapters students should focus more on to?
Let me answer this question in two parts. Right. First, I'll answer for chemistry. First, let us see what was the division of organic, inorganic, and physical. And then I'll tell you what were the topics individually important in physical.
Okay.
Right. So after Corona, as you know, lot of chapters has been removed from NCRT. I think it was in all subjects. Yeah. But mainly chemistry में देखें तो particularly inorganic, lot of chapters had been cut down.
Okay.
Right. So after that, in current situation, let me first start with January 2026 session. In that we had organic 93 questions were asked.
Okay.
Physical 89 questions were asked, and in inorganic 68 questions were asked.
Okay.
Okay, so first the division seems that slight dominance, 4 or 5 questions you can say of organic, but it is not fixed. Maybe in April session it will be physical 2-3 question here and there. So this is just what came, and we are talking on factual basis. But in all conditions, definitely as total number of inorganic chapters had got down, so it will be definitely almost
lesser.
10 to 20 number of questions less.
Yes.
But coming to what topics appeared in examination, if we talk for physical chemistry, there is a clear distinction between 11 topics and 12 topics.
Okay.
And it was quite rightly balanced also. Like for 11th, if I see almost in every session, atomic structure questions were there in January.
Okay.
So it is from 11th section. Atomic structure, chemical equilibrium, ionic equilibrium, and mole concept redox.
Okay.
They were very well set in all the different papers in January. Quite similar is the pattern in April also.
Okay.
Of course, whenever I talk for April, please everyone remember that we are talking only for the memory-based questions, as actual papers has not come out from NTA till now.
Yes, yes.
When we are talking at this very moment, we don't have any actual
Official,
paper, official paper
like on
to
website.
comment on. So we are just talking on the basis of memory-based questions. And in each paper, we might have got hardly say 22 or 23 question or 21 question at times. So there are still some questions which we are not aware of.
Yeah.
That can differ whatever we comment in general when they appear in overall paper.
Yes.
Right? As far as the 12 portions in physical were concerned, colligative property was in balance, electrochemistry and chemical kinetics. These 3 topics from 12 for physical were balanced in the entire paper and were distributed. And very, very correctly balanced if you see. So I cannot target as such any individual, but by just commenting the number of questions, I'll say atomic structure from 11th and colligative properties, or you call it solutions, from 12th is the winner in number of questions category. Closely followed by chemical kinetics and electro.
Okay. So, ma'am, did it follow the trend also? Like previously also, like most of the questions were from these topics only?
Now, again, we can divide the trend in 2 things. One, heading of the topics, trend was followed. Level of the topics, trend was broken as compared to past. Level of topics or level of the questions which were asked in the same category were much improved, more calculative, more complex in terms of more number of concepts involved in the same question.
Okay.
So definitely it was time taking to solve the same question.
Okay.
That way definitely the trend was changed.
Okay. So chemistry was not giving that buffer time for other subjects.
No, definitely not. Yes.
Okay.
This year not.
Okay. Okay.
This was what we talked for physical till now.
Okay. And then talking about the inorganic, since we know for
inorganic, now we are left with very few chapters as such. And amongst them, I would say the most important chapters left are periodic this coordination complexes and chemical bonding.
Okay.
Chemical bonding you can say from 11th and coordination from 12th. So these two, like coordination, total almost 19 to 20 questions in entire January session.
Okay.
And if we see April session paper also, there was not even a single paper in which coordination was not asked. Maybe more than one question.
Okay.
And if you follow those papers, you will find they have some I would say, fixed inclination towards certain complexes like nickel complex, cobalt, chromium, and with fixed set of ligands they are asking repeatedly. No exception, nothing like that. That I would say is good.
Okay, yeah, because chemistry, sometimes student used to mention that it's
Yeah.
about exceptions.
Yeah, that is-
but
that
no
is-
exception.
That
in
is a
case.
misconception. They consider an exception, because out of the total paper, how many exception questions could have been asked in actual JEE Advanced
Yes,
or
yes.
JEE Mains paper?
Yes, yes.
Now what happens, targeting that one question, assuming it is a mains paper, so out of 25, even if one such question is there, a wise choice is ignore that. Leave
Yeah,
it.
correct, correct.
Prepare for 24.
Yes.
And at least maintain accuracy in that 24.
Yes.
What most of the student is, they are after that one question, spend their entire preparation of 2 years for that one question.
Yeah.
And in the
Yes.
end, not even able to do the rest of the 24 correctly.
Yes, yes, rightly it's said. Because it's not like that you have to attempt 100% of the questions.
No.
Yes. Okay, and then similarly, if we talk about organic, ma'am.
Well, organic, I don't know how, but this time nitrogen containing compound is a far ahead winner, not just a winner. Almost 18 to 20 questions from nitrogen containing. When I say nitrogen containing, I conclude amides and amines and nitro compounds.
Okay.
Plus a few questions from diazonium. These are the nitrogen containing compounds, and almost 18 to 20 questions from this. Similar trend in April also.
Okay, so that means
Yes,
similar.
similar. Second is the hydrocarbon,
Okay.
including benzene, in which main dominance is of benzene.
Okay.
EAS, electrophilic aromatic substitution, that was the dominating part.
Okay. So if students want to focus on JEE Advanced, so they can do more practice of these chapters?
Well, I cannot say
Because it's advanced.
mains and advanced has no direct correlation of what is, because first of all, most important point is the number of questions is changed.
Yes, yes.
25 to 18, the concept, the time management, the presentation, there it comes the multiple correct.
Yes, that is important.
Integer.
Yes. that
Here
is
there
very
was single correct and integer. Here, even if it is an integer, I think we have to mark to the nearest integer value. There it will be 2 places of decimal.
Yes,
So
so
entire ball game will change. And yes, the topics basically remain same, but the aptitude to appear for advance is quite different than mains.
Yes,
It
and
is different.
for that, obviously, practice is important for each and every subject, we believe.
That is a very generic statement to
Yes.
say. Yes,
Yes,
practice.
absolutely, that is very
Practice,
important.
yes, but besides practice, I think to qualify advanced, both of you will agree that it requires, besides practice, lot of aptitude and temperament, stamina to survive in morning shift, evening. This
Yes,
is a 3-hour
this is
paper.
Correct.
Right, you enter at 9, you are out at 12, and then you are not worried about what will happen at 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m.
Correct. But
Now in this, it has lot of psychological strength also to be tested in advance, besides your academic strength.
yes, absolutely.
So that is
Correct.
slightly different.
Yeah. Okay. So now moving to physics part. So, sir, talking about the physics segment, since we know there are different divisions, not like chemistry that we can divide it into 3 segments and done. So in physics we have different branches, or we can say electromagnetism.
segments are there, yes.
Yes. So we can say electromagnetism is there, then mechanics is there. So talking about electromagnetism, what do you think that how many questions appear in that?
So in terms of number of questions from electromagnetism itself were about 80.
Oh.
And in terms of weightage, if I just tell you, let me first divide that between the 11th and 12th standard actually. Normally we see this trend that, and it has been followed, I would say, for the past 10 years, that 11 chapters are around 40% weightage, and 12th goes for about 60%, remaining 60%.
Okay.
In terms of number of questions, if I give you an idea, so from 11th we have about 120 questions, from 12th we have about 160 questions.
Okay.
So that it is skewing more towards 12th actually.
12th, yes.
And that reflects in individual topics as well. For example, if I say the segment wise, electromagnetism itself has about 80 questions, That's a big segment.
Yes, yes.
But compared to that, mechanics is bigger in terms of time we spend in learning and all. That contains about 60 questions only.
Oh, mechanics. Like I believe that students learn mechanics. Like they take more time in order to understand.
Yes, exactly. We spend a lot more time in mechanics compared to any other
segment.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
So I would say weightage wise, this is happening. So electromagnetism, if I say around 80 questions, and among that, 2 of the chapters are coming out straight winners.
Okay.
Electrostatics, that's about 16, 17 questions.
Okay.
And current electricity, that's about 20 questions.
That's just the
Exactly. And you can
initial chapters.
If you just see this, electrostatics comes out to be around 2 questions per shift.
Oh, nice.
And current comes out to be around 3 questions per shift on average.
Okay.
So weightage, we should be putting a lot more effort in that.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's there. And along with that, if I move on to next in line, we have EMI and AC combined about 16 questions.
Okay.
And EM waves alone, if I say, that's around 10 questions.
EM waves, nothing they have
That's
to...
a very small chapter,
yeah,
exactly.
Correct. It's a very small.
Yes, so the 1-2 questions in some shift like that is coming. It's an easy part actually. So we can work on that a lot.
Yes, yes.
So that's a low effort, high weightage.
Absolutely,
Exactly.
absolutely. No numerical calculation, nothing needs to be done.
Certain patterns are there, certain set of
Yes.
questions are there that they ask. If we practice such questions, let's say 3-4 varieties are there.
Yes.
Most likely you'll get that question in the
yes.
mains. Yes.
Nice. So, and moving to some mechanics then, since...
So moving on, so again, entirely weightage wise, if I say, electromagnetism is first, second is mechanics here, and third will go for optics. Optics meaning ray and wave optics. Only 2 chapters, but the total questions came out to be 30.
Okay.
In mechanics, we have about 7 to 8 chapters actually.
Yes.
And total is weightage is 60 questions roughly in January attempt. But in optics, ray and wave optics, we have 30 questions actually.
Just 2 chapters.
Just 2 chapters.
Yes.
And ray optics alone, 20 questions.
Okay. So that means...
So that's a big thing here.
Yes.
So if people, students put effort in these few chapters, they can expect a few more questions, just better score in that way.
Yes, yes.
So that will gives that around 3 questions per shift.
Okay.
For ray optics as well. Like
yes.
that. Okay. Going further, we have thermal physics, which has 22 questions.
Okay.
And then modern physics and semiconductors contains 30 questions.
Oh. Okay.
Yes. And semiconductor alone has 9 questions. Again, 1 question per shift on average, like that. So looking at the entire thing right now, I can say prioritizing 12th is sensible.
Yes.
One thing. We should not worry too much about 11th. Again, when we're starting the preparation, we should be doing everything as best as we can.
Yes, yes.
But when it comes to JEE preparation, last few months, if I comment, we should pay more attention to the 12 chapters. One thing. And there also, again, as I'm pointing out, electrostatics, current electricity, EMI and AC, EM waves. A lot more weightage is there. In mechanics, if I say point out, rotational mechanics is 18 questions. 1/3 of the entire mechanics weightage is rotational mechanics. In mains, difficulty level is not that much.
Yes, yes.
But again, putting effort there will reward us a lot.
Yes.
Like this. Now coming to low effort and high weightage things basically. So as I pointed out, optics, ray and wave optics are 2 chapters only, and they contain about 30 questions in total. Similarly, for modern physics and semiconductors, they also have a weightage of around 30 questions. So in terms of time that we spend, if I say talk about Narayana here, so we spend about 5 weeks only in optics. Similarly, 5 weeks in modern physics as well.
Okay.
For 5 weeks, we are getting 30 questions.
Yes.
In mechanics, in total, we spend about 6 months. That's about 24 weeks.
Yeah.
So time spent is around 5 times, and the weight is only double.
Yes.
So putting more effort in optics, modern physics, and semiconductors is sensible actually.
Yes.
And then choosing certain topics in individual segments as well. So rotation in mechanics, electrostatics, current electricity, and EMI AC in electromagnetic induction, like that. And fluids, 11 questions were asked. Like
okay. From fluids also.
Fluids, exactly. Yes.
Okay.
So this is a distribution in general. So that's
okay. But I believe that as you mentioned that only 5 weeks we used to spend for modern physics and all, and that comes up in chemistry also.
Yeah,
the topics that they
that will
study.
reward in chemistry
Yes,
as well.
yes,
That gives us,
absolutely.
yeah, true. You're
Yes,
right.
that comes up
Atomic
in
physics, and as
yes.
ma'am said also, atomic
Yeah.
physics has good weightage in.
Atomic
Yes.
structure we have good.
So that thing will help us
In
will help
both
in
the
both.
yes.
And I would also like to add, atomic structure do not appear much in advance.
Yeah, true.
You were asking comparison.
Yes, yes.
So, atomic structure in advance, it doesn't appear so much as it is in mains.
Okay.
Okay. So, but we can say when they are preparing for that, so with just one subject, they can actually prepare for two subjects for some topics, just
Yes.
not
Yes.
for all the topics.
Right.
Okay. So, with this, we got an idea for the physics also. Now, let's move to mathematics, the most
Thank you, ma'am.
lengthy subject, I believe. Yeah.
Lengthy and quality of questions are good.
Yes, yes.
And
Okay.
very few questions are easy in mathematics. Either
Okay.
is very conceptual or lengthy calculations.
Okay, okay. So in mathematics, we can divide them into like calculus, or we can say coordinate geometry, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
You can say the calculus is the mechanics of mechanics. You have
Mechanics
to,
of
yeah,
mathematics.
because the calculus, the very miscellaneous kind of concept are involved, like
Okay.
many fundamentals, logarithms, inequality, greatest integer, fractional part, graph sketching, right, and trigonometric functions. Everything involved in the calculus.
Okay.
So you have to work, lots of work you have to do, and it's likely take very long time to understand the concepts. And the calculus, in the JEE Main questions also, from the calculus, the questions are not easy.
okay, okay.
And the many questions of the JEE advanced questions, same concept and same difficulty level now is coming in the JEE Main.
JEE Main, yes, yes. Level is always like that. From advanced now, questions comes in main, and
in the calculus
yeah,
is
yes,
coming.
yes.
Very good quality of questions are coming. Functional equations, limit questions, and the Newton-Leibniz theorem based on the
Okay.
questions. So these and definite integrals, right? So in the calculus, I would suggest to attempt all the PYQ of JEE Advanced.
Okay, okay. Okay,
Right.
students, you can note it down. Yeah. Okay, so, so if we talk about which part came more in JEE Main, so
Vector,
talking about-
vector 3D and
Vector.
coordinate geometry.
Okay, vector 3. So that
In
dominated.
the same way, in the vector 3D, okay, taking less time and you can get the good marks.
Okay, okay.
In the coordinate geometry also.
Yes.
And the coordinate geometry, in the coordinate geometry, till circle, okay, we are more dependent on the geometry. Geometrical understanding is more important. Most of the students just learn the formula, just memorize the formula, trying to putting and finding answer is not possible to find correct answer in the given time.
Yes.
So geometrical understanding is very much important. If you read the questions, you first try to extract more informations from the questions.
Okay.
And then try to use maximum information of geometry, then take help of algebra.
Okay.
After that,
All the things
yeah,
are being
and in the circles, because circle is the human civilization. Circle is
Yes.
the revolutionary state.
That's why it's-
in the circle is the infinite lines of symmetry, because circle is symmetrical about diameters. That's why we have more number of geometrical properties.
Okay.
And in the parabola, right, is only one line of symmetry. In the ellipse and hyperbola, two lines of symmetry. That's why we have less number of geometrical property, and we are more dependent on algebra.
Okay.
And the questions in the JEE Main from the hyperbola and ellipse and hyperbola, question is coming from very elementary understanding,
Okay.
not from the depth. But from the parabola, very good quality of questions are coming in the JEE Main also. In the parabola, we are more dependent on algebraic equations. But again, if you will memorize the result, then answer will not come in the given time.
Oh.
So how to establish the relation between geometry and algebra, you have to learn. Because algebra, basically what we are trying to make the language of geometry. Making that language, we take help of algebra. So how to establish the relation between geometry and algebra, that is very much important. And that is also important in the vector algebra also. In the vector algebra, okay, in the 3D, right, there is one concept is very, very conceptual and very important concept, linear combination of vectors, linearly independent and linearly dependent. And there are lots of derivations. You just learn how it came.
Okay.
Generally, student what they think, like the dot product and cross product. These two are the definitions, not the property. But when you write the vector triple product, scalar triple product, vector 4 product, scalar 4 product, that is the properties of the vectors. If it is properties, then you must know the explanations.
Yes, yes.
If it is the definitions, just we have to follow it.
Yes.
Right. We never argue with the definitions. We argue with the properties.
Properties, yes, yes.
So, and the 3D and vectors, you can't segregate. Both which overlapping to each other. Like matrices and determinant concepts are overlapping to each other.
Okay.
Right. And the determinant chapter, I would suggest you attempt all the PYQ JEE advanced questions for the determinant. That is enough for the JEE Main.
Okay.
Because the the question of determinant is coming from 1982.
Oh.
And the matrices included in the JEE advanced in the year of 2002. Right.
Okay.
So
then how long students have to go back?
First 10 years the questions easy came in the matrices also.
Okay.
Now from the matrices are very conceptual chapter, very conceptual, very theoretical, and in there definitions are very much important.
Yes.
Till 10th student thinks we know only one kind of algebra is the elementary algebra, that is called algebra of real number. But during 11th 12th we see more kind of algebra of complex number, algebra of vectors, algebra of matrices. Again here we define operations. Lots of definitions are there. Based on that definitions, there are many properties of adjoint of a matrix, adjoint of inverse matrix, transpose, there scalar multiplications, so cofactors properties. So student generally they memorize the result. Okay. Stop to memorize it.
Yes.
Try to learn how it came.
Absolutely.
Then that will help you to develop the thought process.
Correct.
Right. And the competitive exam is not the information based exam. Right. This is the exam of understanding and application. And there are two kind of application. One is the known situation, another is unknown situation. Unknown situation is JEE Advanced and known situation is JEE.
Yes, rightly said, sir. Yes.
Right.
So basically we can say students have to understand the things. They don't have to cram. They don't have to just rely on one book. Okay, this is sufficient. This
Actually,
is more
in
than
the
enough.
like the, if look at the, in the Narayana booklet our, right, that's a very good quality of booklet, Narayana booklet, and very good quality of problems are there up to exercise 5, right? And in each exercise there are synopsis and all the standard results has been written.
Yes.
I always suggest stop to memorize it. If you will, stop to memorize, you will never forget. If you will try to memorize, then definitely you will forget.
Yes.
So stop to memorize. Whatever is written, you try to find the explanations. What is the reasoning behind the statement?
Yes.
Don't follow any statement blindly. Try to decode the reasoning. Try to find the reasoning, why this kind of a statement has been written.
Yes.
Right. And if you, as a teacher, if you will ask, okay, have you remember all these results written in the Narayana booklet? No. I know only the standard result. But if you will ask how it came, I will explain it.
Yes, absolutely. Because I still remember when people were studying about the Pythagoras theorem. Everyone remembers.
Pythagoras
but
theorem
no
proof
one
is
knows.
given.
So many people don't
Pythagoras
remember.
theorem is given in class 10th.
Yes, but they don't know
And
how it came.
Area of circle, how it came, pi r square, it is given in class 8th.
But they don't remember actually how it came.
And circle is basically what? The regular polygon with infinite sides, infinite number of sides. When number of sides approaches to infinite, then regular polygon will take the shape of circles.
Yes.
And we can prove this by calculus also. But the area of circle is the 2500 years old result, pi r square.
Yes.
So
explanation is always there for all the results, but it's just
some
that we need
some
to...
of the proof not required for the JEE advanced exam purpose, like in the chapter of limits, the expansion of sin x, e to the power x, log 1 plus x, right? Their proof are not given in 11th 12th. Because the theoretical portion involving in the proof, not in our course. In our course means up to +2. So their proof is given in the first year.
Graduation.
First year syllabus part is the right. So related to that proof, no question will be asked. Because IIT have no right to ask outside the syllabus. Within the syllabus, they have right anything from class 1 to class 12th.
Yes. So from this, we can say that more number of questions came from vector 3D.
Yeah.
Yes.
More number of questions as coming from and taking less time to prepare it.
Yes.
And in 3D, my suggestion, because 3D is also coming from 2002, right? And attempt 3D is also included in the JEE syllabus 2002 with the matrices.
Okay.
And vector algebra is from the 1982, right?
Okay.
Right, because the PYQ starts from 1982. The 1982 is the year, right, where IIT started to ask the conceptual questions. If you will go before that, then our state board syllabus like the Bihar board, UP board, Andhra state board, and the JEE that time IIT exam was very similar.
Okay.
And the IIT started the journey, conceptual based understanding, from 1982, and student have to travel that journey from 1982 to 2026.
Okay, that's why questions are coming up from there.
Yeah. You have to follow all the journey. What kind of ideas
Yes.
came in which year, right? What
Yes.
is the possible? Then you can guess now what is the possible ideas can be asked in the
Yes,
JEE Main.
absolutely. So with this now we got an idea that okay, what came up more in physics, what came up more in chemistry and mathematics. So with this now I believe that it's going to be helpful for students who are basically in now just they entered in grade 12th. Yes, because they have to now appear for their JEE Main in January. So with this, just make sure to make your notes and keep it with you. So keep it handy also with you so that you can basically do discussion or with your friends, or you can do practice of more questions. Okay, so if in case you have any other questions related to JEE Main or JEE Advanced, you can surely mention in the comment section. So with this now, thank you everyone. Thanks to our experts for giving this detailed analysis of JEE Main session 1 and session 2, and students session 2 was a memory based. Okay, so it was not like that session 2. So as of now, we haven't received the papers from NTA end. So that's why it's just a memory based. So whatsoever students are sharing with us, so we are telling that. Okay, so with this, all the best to all the students who have given the paper or who have to appear in the next year. So thank you everyone, and thank you students.